Saving. T-Mobile. It's better over here.
Based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025, Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 a monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
From kindergarten to 12th grade, most children will practice fire drills over 100 times. Yet, only 26% of American families have a fire escape plan at home, leaving children at greater risk of injury or death in home fires. As a global leader in fire safety, KIDA believes this issue is cause for alarm, and they're on a mission to help make every home a safer home by raising awareness of the importance of working smoke alarms and being prepared. To learn more, visit causefораlarm.org.
From the Audio-Visual Consultation Studios, Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, KDET AM Austin, your home for the Horns, and the #1 preset in your car and on the free iHeartRadio app. He's a Texas legend, a Hall of Fame broadcaster, the voice of the Texas Longhorns, and your host of the Craig Way Show. Here he is now, Craig Way.
Good Monday afternoon to you. I know you're saying, what's so good about it, right? Depending on your specific fandom, I suppose. But we try to help you get through Monday. Hope it's going well for you. Good afternoon. Welcome to the program here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone here on a Longhorns Monday. My name is Craig Way. I do thank you very much for joining us. We are with you each and every weekday afternoon, Monday through Friday from 2 to 5. We, of course, includes the producer, Jake Herman, who got to call Bastrod's by-district win on Friday night, but then witnessed his Washington Commanders lose, what is it now, 5 in a row for them? How many have they lost? Weren't they 3-2, and now they're 3-7, I think, something like that.
You know, it's not great when you have a losing streak like this, and you can count the number of defensive stops on the losing streak on one hand coming into a game in Madrid. So, the Spanish crowd got to watch the Commanders' fourth option at punt returner, Mikey Sainristil, muff the punt that ultimately turned momentum in Miami's favor.
Wow, and led to their victory. So I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 straight loss now. So they were 3-2. They were 3-2.
It all changed against the Bears.
It's weird. Yeah, that at 1 point loss. They were 3-2. The Rams were 3-2. And the Commanders have lost 6 in a row, and the Rams have won 6 in a row now to get to, or 5 in a row to get to 8-2. Weird. It's weird how quickly it can change and how it can spiral quickly. But that tonight, the Dallas Cowboys trying desperately to hang around the periphery of the playoff picture, if you will. They play the Las Vegas Raiders tonight in Vegas. Cowboys are 3-5-1. Raiders are 2-7. You can hear that contest on 98.1 FM KVET coming your way this evening. And we'll have the Manning cast going on for that tonight. That'll be going on. I was talking with my wife, and should tell you how far she has come as a sports fan. And she's not a huge Cowboys fan. She grew up in Dallas. And so she was kind of a Cowboys fan because her family was, when we were dating the first time back in the early 80s, I took her to a couple of Cowboy games when she was like 17, 18. And she was kind of like, yeah, it was okay. Yeah. And then just kind of, after we split up first time, and like I said, I didn't run into her after she came to my wedding, my first wedding of my first wife, who passed away 9 years ago. But then my first wife and I went to her wedding like in 94, and then I didn't see her for 32 years, I guess it was. I did not run it. 34 years, I guess. I didn't run into her until 2018. So I guess it'd been 34 years and when we randomly ran into each other. But anyway, she by then was not much at all of a sports fan of any kind. So since then, she's like become, I've proselytized her into becoming a Dodger fan. And so it's been good for her. She's known nothing but playoffs ever since she's been around it. She doesn't know what the suffering was like for a lot of time for the Dodgers and for their fans. So she's really enjoying the ride on that. I wouldn't say she's a full on all in Rams fan like me, but she knows that I'm really into it. And so she watches and she's happy when they win and she has some gear and stuff like that. And I think she probably now is more of a Rams fan than a Cowboys fan, but she does keep up with the Cowboys. But this tells you how much of a fan she is. I mentioned to her that tonight I was more in favor of watching Ken Burns' new series, The American Revolution. It started last night, and I DVR'd it because we were out to dinner after the women's basketball game. And she said, "Oh, I thought we were going to watch the Manning cast." It's my wife saying this to me.
There's a part of you that goes, well, isn't this some kind of progress?
Yeah, right. So I said, you're right. So we're going to watch the Cowboys.
All right.
Yeah, we'll watch it tonight. If for no other reason to be entertained by Peyton and Eli. And I'm kind of curious to see, as you know, they have like during the course of a telecast, they may have 3 guests. One can be a pop star, or it can be a player who's really hot. And then there's 2 guests, one that has a rooting interest for either side. So I'm kind of curious to see who, maybe it's Post Malone. I don't know. Post Malone is, it was announced over the weekend is going to perform at halftime of the Thanksgiving Day game.
All right. Do you want the list?
Yeah.
Or do you want a surprise?
No. Tell me.
Guess number 1?
Yeah.
Former President George W. Bush.
Okay. That's the Cowboy fan part of it then.
The Raider part, Derek Carr.
Okay. That makes sense too.
And then the wild card guest.
Yeah.
Is none other than the mayor of Flavortown, Guy Fieri.
Okay. Well, there you go. Okay. That makes sense.
Those 3 in a room.
Okay. Yes. Not all at the same time, fortunately.
Right.
So anyway, that's what we're going to do tonight. But let me tell you what the day holds in store for this program. This is a Longhorns Monday, so we're going to hear from Longhorns head coach Steve Sarkisian from the weekly news conference talking about the loss to Georgia and trying to get it turned back around. 2 games remain in the regular season. Fortunately, both are at home. That whole month of October being out still just kind of hangs over me like a cloud from time, even though they've had a home game since then and an open date, but then went back on the road again to Atlanta. Part of that is because I'll say this as nicely as I can. This has been a really difficult season for me in terms of travel. It has been the most difficult. Every road game this year, other than Oklahoma, and Texas was the designated home team, but every flight trip this year has had some sort of a problem or issue. Every single one. And we've had that again, over the weekend. So anyway, I kind of feel the effects on that a little bit, but there's 2 home games remaining, and that's a good thing. This Saturday against the Arkansas Razorbacks, and then of course the Black Friday game against Texas A&M, and to close out the regular season. What does this all mean for the Longhorns in terms of the postseason? I'll let Sark do most of the talking about that because he's going to pretty much tell you that a lot of it is just, incumbent on what they do these last 2 games of the regular season. He said that to us on the postgame show on Saturday night. I will, however, a little later on, tell you what I think is the most plausible bowl season projection for Texas outside postseason projection, outside of if they don't get into the college football playoff. We know now they're not going to get into the SEC championship game.
Right.
But they still have an outside shot at the CFP, at the college football playoff. But we'll learn more about that. I've got some projected fields for that we'll get to. And obviously tomorrow night will be the updated college football playoff rankings. Hunter Yurachek is now the interim guy since last week. Mac Rhodes stepped down as the chairman of the committee. So ironic. He's the athletic director of the school that comes here to town this week, Arkansas. So I'm sure he'll be here on Saturday, So
get to see the Longhorns up close.
Yeah, right.
Doesn't have to does he have to recuse himself in that case?
No. He'll be at the game representing his school.
Sure.
In the meetings, he doesn't have to recuse himself from any discussion about Texas.
Right.
He would if it was Arkansas, but we know Arkansas, that's not an issue. They won't be in the playoff. So, and Texas is right now on the outside of that. But there are some things that could happen. So we'll run down all of that. There's something else I want to get to today. Longhorn men's basketball won on Saturday over Kansas City. Was not very pretty on that. In fact, Sean Miller talked about that. And tomorrow we're going to hear from Coach Miller talking about the team, because tomorrow night the Longhorns play Rider. You don't know where Rider College is. That's Trenton, New Jersey, I think. It's and it's in New Jersey. I know that. I was thinking it was Trenton.
Why am I thinking Lawrenceville?
That's a suburb of Trenton. So
that's where Rider is.
Yeah.
That was a weird memory moment.
Yeah, nice. That's a suburb of Trenton. So Rider comes in here tomorrow night. It's an 8:00 game tomorrow night. We've got tickets we're going to give away. And we're going to do it on the Talkback feature. And while we have them, we have several pairs. While we have them, they're yours for the asking. You don't have to answer a trivia question. You don't have to stand on your head or anything like that. But you do have to use the Talkback microphone, our Talkback feature from iHeartRadio. And the way you do that is, if you don't already have the Talkback, if you don't already have the iHeartRadio app, download it on your smartphone, do that. It's real easy. It's free. You just download it. Then you do a search for AM 1300 The Zone. It'll pop right up. And when it pops up, then you'll see a couple of buttons. One's a little white triangular button. That's to listen to what's going on in the air. But for your purposes for this, there's a red button with a white microphone. You tap that button. That activates the Talkback feature, the Talkback microphone. You can leave us a message up to 30 seconds. It doesn't have to be that long. Even 5 seconds. Say, hey, this is Bob Smith, and I'd like 2 tickets to the game tomorrow night, please. That'd be enough. So, and then are they supposed to give us their
I think we just need your name. Because the
it.
number, I think, comes when you sign up for the iHeart app and all that.
Okay. So that's all you have to do. While we have them, and we have several pairs, we'll give them away in order to those who access us. Pair of tickets for Longhorn basketball tomorrow night. All you have to do, again, download the iHeartRadio app if you haven't already done it. Then use then you'll do the search for AM 1300 The Zone. When it pops up, hit the little red button with a white microphone there, the Talkback microphone or Talkback feature, and say, hey, I'd like a pair of tickets to that game tomorrow night. My name is, whatever. That's it. And while we have them, if you do that, get in the queue for that, you'll get a pair. It's that simple. All right, up next, we're going to hear from Longhorns head coach Steve Sarkisian when we continue on 1300 The Zone.
Listen to Coach Sark's weekly press conference live every Monday at 11 a.m.
We got to go enjoy this journey. We need to be present and then ultimately finish the mission.
Hear Coach Sark recap the prior week's games and get you ready for the Horns' next opponent.
Culture beats talent. Culture is really strong. Culture and talent together is a pretty powerful force, and that's something that we've tried to create.
Every question, every answer, every Monday, right here on your home for the Longhorns. 1300 The Zone.
Wind Down Wednesday is merging with tailgate season on November the 19th from 5 to 7. that Kane enables. Whether you're winding down your midweek or gearing up for kickoff, Stella Rosa Wines is the perfect refresher. Semi-sweet, semi-sparkling, and full of flavor. Stella Rosa Black, Peach, or Red. You can't lose. My go-to is Stella Rosa Black. It always scores. And during happy hour, we're giving away tickets to Ariana Grande, plus a huge rivalry game in November. All while we're celebrating along Stella Rosa Wines. Don't miss it. Hard here in November's rolling in with gratitude, Texas Pride, and Black Friday big savings all month long at Covert Chevy in Hutto. Right now, get $12,090 off of MSRP on a new 2025 Chevy Silverado 1500 Custom. Yep, no waiting till the end of the month. The deals are already here. Powerful trucks, hometown hospitality, and savings worth being thankful for. That's Covert Chevy Hutto right off of 79. CovertChevyHutto.com. Together, let's drive.
And Doug.
Here we have the Limu Emu in its natural habitat, helping people customize their car insurance and save hundreds with Liberty Mutual. Fascinating. It's accompanied by his natural ally, Doug.
Limu, is that guy with the binoculars watching us?
Cut the camera. They see us.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Savings vary. Underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company and affiliates. Excludes Massachusetts.
Heating and air and plumbing. Call us because we care. American Standard Air.
Chris and Kyle here. We're Elite AC and Plumbing, the local guys. We install American Standard heating and air conditioning. Fall is here. It's hot. It's cold. Who knows? Make sure your system is ready for fall. Call us for your home and commercial needs.
American Standard Air. Elite heating and air and plumbing. Call us because we care.
With Black Friday savings at the Home Depot, you can get up to 40% off, plus up to an extra $1,000 off select innovative appliances like GE Profile. Add a touch of ease to your holiday with the all-in-one combo to wash and dry your laundry in one machine. And refrigerators with built-in convenient features like the dual dispense autofill water pitcher. Shop Black Friday savings on select GE Profile appliances, plus get free delivery now at the Home Depot. Free delivery on appliance purchases of $396 or more. Offer valid 11/5 through 12/3. U.S. only. See store or online for details.
Every now and then I rinse it out, and I need Downy Rinse tonight, and I need it more. My king was the bed and the smell never leaves. I don't know what to do. I'm always in the dark. The sweat and dead short smells like a dog car. I'm Downy Rinse tonight.
Downy Rinse fights stubborn odors in just one wash. When impossible odors get stuck in,
Rinse it out.
Now you don't just hear it, you see it. iHeartRadio Highlights brings you the best show moments, the wild takes, hot reactions, and clips everybody's talking about. Search Fox Sports Radio in the iHeartRadio app to experience Fox Sports like never before.
Furnished by Genuine.
My perfect day has sand, salt water, and friends. But my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can take me out of the moment. Now I'm all in with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi. Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. With Skyrizi, most people saw 90% clearer skin, and many were even 100% plaque-free at 4 months. Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis. Visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
I love playing sports, especially for my school. And that's because school sports are special. It's where it's safe to fail. It's where we're taught resilience, where our fear becomes confidence. It's where we learn to get back up after every fall. School sports are where 7.8 million students go from I can't to I can.
This message presented by the WIAA and the Washington Secondary School Athletic Administrators Association.
It's the Morning Kickoff Show with Mike Hartball Harge and Mark Henry. Weekdays from 7 to 9 a.m. only on Sports Radio, AM 1300, The Zone. It's the Craig Way Show with the voice of the Texas Longhorns and Hall of Fame broadcaster, Craig Way.
Love, what a tale my thoughts could tell. Just like an old-time movie about a ghost from a wishing well. In a castle dark or a fortress strong with chains upon my feet, you know that ghost is me. And I will never be set free as long as I'm a ghost you can't see.
No, it is not Yacht Rock Wednesday, where Gordon Lightfoot would certainly hold his place. The late, great Gordon Lightfoot was born 87 years ago. Today would have been his birthday. By the way, today, Sean Miller's birthday today. Sean is obviously not 87. Gordon Lightfoot passed away a couple of years ago, but a little over like 2.5 years ago. He was 84 at the age of 84 when he passed away. But he was a great singer-songwriter. And yeah, a good chunk of his catalog is classified in the yacht rock thing. But he was also just looked at as being adult contemporary rock. One of the greatest musicians of all time to come from Canada. And we'll have a couple other samplings of his catalog throughout the course of the day. All right. And that was really big hit of his, If You Could Read My Mind, that he did in the early 70s there. Okay. Wanted to get to Longhorn head coach Steve Sarkisian's weekly press conference. Before I did that, there were a couple of I also wanted to make sure that, as always, even though we're giving away the tickets through a talkback microphone to Longhorn men's basketball, if you just want to text the program, give us your thoughts. You need to get some off your chest. It's okay. I understand that. Feel free to text us. You can text the program. You text the word Texas, followed by your question or comment to 81530. So you text the program by texting Texas to 81530. Standard messaging and data rates may apply. Now, I'll get to a texter right away who was asking a question about my alma mater, which I'll get to in a moment. But somebody said a couple of responses here from this morning. Somebody said, it's too late. The season's over. The Longhorns had the work cut out for themselves, and they cut and ran. Well, they didn't give up. They didn't cut and ran, but they did make mistakes, and that cost them the game. Season's not over. You got 2 games left in the regular season, and then something will happen in the postseason. But I guess in the minds of many for whom that it's either playoff or bust, maybe it may be like that. I understand that if you feel that way. Here's somebody else says, soft living is killing the Longhorns. A $40 million budget, luxurious facilities, NIL money, tutors, escorts. Maybe if all that were taken away, we might see something different. If you took all that away, you wouldn't have any players coming in. It's just the way of the world now in college football. And if you think that isn't the case at Georgia or Alabama or Ohio State, then you'd be incorrect, because they all have those same things. And again, we're talking about a program that's been to the playoffs, to the semifinals the last 2 years, but it's not all crash and burn. But I understand the frustration on that. Here's something. There are several former Longhorns who have post-game shows after UT games. I don't know about all those. We had the Third and Longhorns podcast group right here on the station. The consensus among these players is finding Sark was out coached by Kirby. I didn't hear that on our podcast thing. Texas is a very undisciplined team when it comes to the ongoing issues with penalties. I don't know about very, but they did make a lot of it, and that's coming up in this press conference. You'll hear that. And then Sark needs to hire a full-time offensive coordinator. They have other offensive coordinators that are part of the deal. He's just, if by OC you mean play caller, that's not going to happen. He's going to continue to call plays because he did it really, really well when he was at Alabama, and he's done it really well at other places. He's going to continue to do that, just so you'll know. Somebody else said, did you ever think you'd see your alma mater ranked this high and realistically should move up, go mean green? North Texas is in the college football rankings. They're in the AP top 25 at number 22. They are in the coaches poll at number 23. It's the first time they've been ranked in the top 25 since 1959, a year they won what was then the Missouri Valley Conference in football and went to the Sun Bowl, lost to New Mexico State in the Sun Bowl. So it's the highest they've been ranked. It's a great run for them. They have to keep their foot on the pedal, though, to try to get into the American Conference Championship game. South Florida's loss to Navy over the weekend really did help North Texas. If they win their last two games, they play at Rice this week. If they win that game and then win their regular season finale at home against Temple, the odds are, even with tie breaks and even with things still being a jumble, they will host the American Conference Championship game in Denton and then have a chance, who knows, if they're 12-1, to get in as the highest ranked G5 school. It could be really tight between them and James Madison if James Madison continues to play well in the Sun Belt. But they have a shot. They definitely have a shot. Okay, let's go to Longhorns head coach Steve Sarkisian. We'll hear from Sark. First of all, his opening statement from today's press conference.
A lot of the things I felt like I saw to be true in the game felt like they held true when I watched the tape. You look at the end of the third quarter, and it's 14-10. You're looking at about a really very even ball game, from a yardage standpoint, third down conversions. Both teams had a turnover. It was a very kind of hard fought game. It's exactly what we thought it would be. Unfortunately, they have the drive to score, and on that drive, they had the 2 fourth down conversions, which, credit to them for taking the risk for trying to convert those. It's unfortunate we didn't execute on the first 4th and 1, and it's unfortunate we jumped off sides on the second one. That's on us. We've got to be better in those special situations in the game. It's exactly what we told the team today. And then coming right out of it, they hit us with the surprise onside kick. And so when you really look at the gravity of from 14-10 to 35-10, they scored 21 points. We ran 3 plays on offense. And so, there's a lot of ways to look at the game and what happened and what we could have done differently and or better. But if you really just take a snapshot of the game, that's when it got away from us. And so, like I said, credit to Georgia. They played a heck of a game. They took their risk at opportune times and made their plays, and we didn't. So I think the thing for us right now is we got to refocus. We've got a great opportunity here the last 2 weeks of the season and see what happens. And that first opportunity is this Saturday at home at DKR. It's great to be back again. We've only had the one home game here that started November for about a month and a half. So to be back home against a long-standing rival in Arkansas is something I know our players are excited about. And then the idea is, everyone's going to want to talk about all of the other stuff surrounding the team and the season and what might and this might. Our focus is on what we can control, and what we can control is our preparation and our play this Saturday against a very, very dangerous Arkansas team. The record is not indicative of how well these guys have been playing. They've played 4 road games. They've lost by a combined 11 points on the road. Most recently, they lose 23-22 at LSU. But very tight ball games. They got a very explosive offense, a great quarterback in Green who can run it, who can throw it. So they pose a ton of challenges for us. They've got a top 15 NFL draft pick defensive end. So this is a very talented team, well coached. Coach Petrino does a heck of a job, in particular on offense, and it shows. So we got to work cut out for us. But I think the good thing about our team, I think that we've regrouped, we've refocused, and our focus is on this game this Saturday. And it's one game at a time here for the final 2.
Sark's first comments. Then he was asked about the running game, and they ran the ball pretty well on the first series and a couple other times early on, but does he feel the running game left some opportunities out there on the field?
I think this, like I said, I thought we actually ran the ball relatively effectively. It's unfortunate, Trey takes an 8-yard loss on a run that gets bottled up and he tries to spit back out. Where it was 2nd and 5. And, we were talking about that this morning as a team and coaching them that sometimes playing 3rd and 4 is a heck of a lot better than playing 3rd and 15. Now, ultimately, we convert that. But when you just look at the flow of the game and the amount of snaps in the game and where the game went, we knew we wanted to be aggressive. We knew we wanted to attack them down the field. And I thought we took enough shots to do that. Would have liked to have made a couple more plays, but that's football. I don't think we were prepared to abandon the run by any means, but like I said, it's 14-10. We felt good about the plan and running it and throwing it and all the things. And the next thing you know, you look up, it's 28-10, and you have the ball on your minus 10-yard line with I think 8 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. And so at that point, you throw it 3 times, you got a punt. Now it's 35-10. So there's no runs that are happening where, I think we could have had some opportunities. But, I think at the end of the day, our execution is going to be important this Saturday. Our belief in what we're doing in the run game is going to be important. And we're going to have to negate some of their pass rush with our ability to run the football. Because if there's one of the real strengths of them is, they're playing, number 10 now at kind of buck defensive end, and they've got Rhodes 97 on the other side. Those guys can all rush the passer. So we have to negate some of that with our ability to run the ball.
Now, next question about Ryan Wingo. He caught the touchdown pass. He also had a couple of crucial drops. He's had that thumb injury. The question was, did that thumb injury affect his ability to catch the ball? And also an update not only on him, but on Anthony Hill, who got banged up in the game.
No, I don't think it affected Ryan. The one catch on third down, the first drive, I don't think that. I think he'd be the first one to tell you that wasn't an issue on him making that play. The other ball on the deep ball down our sideline towards the end zone would have been a great catch. Was unable to make it, but he made a couple other really good catches too. The corner route on third down, the deep curl route on another third long. So I don't think that was an issue. Both Ant and Ryan, we're making sure that they're going to be okay. I'm not ready to make that diagnosis on where they're going to be yet, but feel optimistic about it.
Okay. Next couple of questions about penalties is one where he's into an exchange with Anwar Richardson from Orange Bloods about the penalty problems and why those have persisted.
We're getting called for penalties.
Is there any particular reason why?
There's a variety of them.
And toward that end, he was asked about what more can be done to help fix that penalty issue.
Well, I think that's when you got to make some of the tough decisions, right? When a player, it's one thing is like, again, there's a variety of penalties. What types of penalties are we getting? And then can they be rectified? And if they can be rectified, and then they don't get rectified, then you got to make some of those tough decisions. And, I think that's the thing. I think it's easy to throw a blanket statement out. What's up with the penalties? Well, what are the types of penalties? When are they occurring? How are they occurring? That's when you got to drill deep. You got to look a little deeper than just throwing a blanket over something.
Okay. All right. There's some thoughts from Longhorns head coach Steve Sarkisian. We'll have more from Sark coming up next hour. Up next, Inconceivable here on a Monday on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone and the iHeartRadio app. Craig Way here, and as busy as my schedule is, promoting my heart health is something I take seriously, and that's why I've been using SuperBeets Heart Chews from Human. If Human sounds familiar, it's because they were actually founded right here in Austin at the University of Texas. You've probably seen their logo on the football field this season. It's Human with 2 N's. SuperBeets Heart Chews have clinically studied ingredients shown to promote healthy blood pressure, nearly 2 times more effective than diet and exercise alone, thanks to their unique grapeseed extract. They're tasty, easy to take, and I've really felt a difference since I started using them. They're also the #1 cardiologist recommended beet brand for heart health support. Right now, there's a special offer, and it even comes with a 90-day money-back guarantee, so it's easy to try SuperBeets Heart Chews. You get an exclusive 20% discount. Just go to human.com/Craig. That's Human with 2 N's. Enter the code Craig at checkout to get an extra 20% off your first order. That's human.com/Craig.
Every year, more than 2,000 volunteers join the Salvation Army's Angel Tree program to make Christmas bright for over 7,000 local kids. So grab your friends, your coworkers, your small group, and help give the gift of joy this season. Your gift stays local and it's matched dollar for dollar. Be one of those that helps provide Christmas gifts for hundreds of Austin kids. Volunteer, adopt an angel, or donate today at salvationarmyaustin.org. Let's show what Austin can do when we give together.
It's a little quiet on the border these days.
illegal border crossings at an all-time low because Donald Trump and Senator John Cornyn have been fighting side by side to seal the border. Cornyn has led the charge in the Senate, funding more agents, more technology, and more miles of secure border wall, beating back Biden's border failures, taking the fight directly to the cartels. Cornyn stands with President Trump, voting with him 99% of the time, supporting Trump's nominees, confirming conservative judges who defend our Constitution, and together, Trump and Cornyn put America first. They've worked to keep our families safe and our border defended. Yep, it's quieter on the border now because real leadership gets results. Call and thank Senator John Cornyn, 713-572-3337, and tell him to keep delivering Trump's agenda. Paid for by Lone Star Freedom Project, LoneStarFreedomProject.com.
You like saving money, right? We all do. That's why Allstate just lowered the price of car insurance. Not, but wait, there's a catch. Lower. Actually lower. So if you're shopping around or just want to see how much you could save, check Allstate first for a new lower auto rate that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate. Not available in every state. Only applicable for new auto insurance business. Rates will vary by several factors, including how you purchase the policy. Potential savings vary. Allstate North American Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
You love your home, but sometimes it feels like it's running your life. Leaky faucets, overgrown hedges, and that room you've been meaning to repaint. Sometimes it's just too much. With AirTasker, finding help is simple. Post your task, set your budget, and let local taskers take care of it. It's like having a personal handyman for all the projects on your to-do list. Download AirTasker or visit us at airtasker.com today and make your home work for you, not the other way around. AirTasker. Get anything done.
As football season continues on and basketball season is taking off, there's no better place to get in on the action than BetOnline, your number one source for all things sports. BetOnline gives you more ways to play with the latest odds, breaking news, live scores, and in-game action so you never miss a moment. From pro and college football, basketball, cage fighting, and hockey futures, BetOnline has you covered. And don't forget the VIP program with exclusive level-up bonuses and weekly cash boosts. Head to BetOnline today, because at BetOnline, the game starts here.
The free iHeartRadio app is your home for the holidays. Celebrate the season with the very best Christmas music ever made with iHeart Christmas. All your favorites 100% commercial free. Just open the app and search Holiday to find iHeart Christmas. Plus other holiday stations and playlists to put you in a merry mood. Open the app and search Holiday to start listening.
The free iHeartRadio app has over 100 original stations waiting for you to explore right now, like Coffee Shop Radio,
True, my bad habits lead to you.
acoustic rock, and the greatest singer-songwriters of the 90s to now.
All night, come on, dance with me. I'm levitating.
And Coffee Shop Radio goes commercial-free every weekend.
Going down,
Open the free iHeartRadio app, search Coffee Shop Radio, and listen now.
iHeartRadio.
Free never sounded so good.
Harge and Henry, the morning kickoff, weekdays at 7.
It is a Monday of Inconceivable here on 1300 The Zone. All right. I feel compelled to just go ahead and get this out of the way. And the only reason this is not to take a shot at anyone from Texas A&M University. But it is a weird deal that happened there in College Station on Saturday. You're familiar with this.
We talked about it off air during Longhorn Game Day.
Well, I put it in conceivable only because it's rare that you hear of interaction between, say, state troopers and active players in a football game. There was a state trooper who made contact with South Carolina players Nick Harbor and Oscar Attaway. And it happened in the tunnel in the final minute of the second quarter. Harbor catches and scores an 80-yard touchdown. So this is when everything was going right for South Carolina and wrong for Texas A&M. His momentum carried him into the tunnel, and he held the back of his right leg, And as the players exited the tunnel, they were faced with a state trooper walking the opposite way. He bumped into the players and turned around and pointed at them while saying something. So, or after that was relieved of his assignment, was the way it was described, and was sent home after this. It was very strange that it happened. Texas A&M Police Department said in the statement the state trooper had been relieved of his assignment. South Carolina coach Shane Beamer thanked the Aggies for handling the strange situation the right way and sending the trooper home. Then it got a little weirder because they contacted a guy who dabbles in the weird, and that's Johnny Manziel.
Oh, yeah.
So they asked him about it, and here was his quote on the Nightcap podcast with Shannon Sharp and Chad Johnson. Quote, I think we're just a little frustrated in that first half. He breaks off that run, runs out of the tunnel. Around here in these parts, we protect this house. We paid a lot of money for this house. Get out of my tunnel, boy. Get back on the field.
Give me a break.
He gave him a little something, let him know what's up. It's a small gesture that, of course, in the day and age we live in, it's on TV and recorded and blasted everywhere. I'm sure the guy obviously feels bad about it. Manziel did go on to sympathize with Nick Harbor. He said, I'm not going to lie. If I'm in that position too, I'm going to go with the guy. I'm definitely turning around, getting his face and saying something. But he ultimately agreed, both with Shannon Sharp and Chad Ochocinco, that what the state trooper did was unnecessary and wrong, and he praised the school for appropriately dealing with the weird incident. He said he sought it out for sure, and to be honest, I've had my tips with the state troopers and the city police of Bryan and College Station.
Well done, well played.
Yeah, he said, I will say for the majority of the people in law enforcement in and around this area, this is a very well policed, very protective of the school and protect the people area. But that today, what we saw was wrong for sure. I think A&M did handle it the right way. So he did say that right after he got a little worked up. Weird deal.
Raise the temperature a little bit there for a second, Johnny.
I haven't heard anything else about it or any other discipline there. I don't even know the trooper's name.
Other than the fact that he was sent home.
Right. Go home. Watch the Aggies come back in the second half and win.
Matter of fact, why don't you stay home the rest of the Saturdays this season too?
Just take the rest of the season off. Okay. It was a weird deal, but it was definitely. Speaking of weird deals, did you hear the story last week about the man who used the term that's used in the sentence, grabbed Ariana Grande in Singapore in an event?
No.
Okay. She was in Singapore for a premiere of that new movie, Wicked for Good.
Oh, right.
Yeah. And a guy grabbed her last week. He had approached her and then went over and he grabbed her. He pled guilty to one charge of being a public nuisance. What does being a public nuisance carry with it? 9 days in jail.
Okay. Well.
Yeah. You got 9 days for being a public nuisance.
That'll make you not want to go back.
Yeah. I mean, that's an assault, obviously, him grabbing her, but they got him off of her pretty quick. And, 9 days in jail is what he got as a result of that. Okay. You know where James Monroe's home place is? It's about 20 miles from where you grew up.
Yeah, I want to say, is that like Fairfax or Arlington, Virginia?
It's in Loudoun County.
Okay.
About 40 miles from D.C.
That still qualifies for the local news ticker of snow day counties I saw growing up.
Okay, all right. Well, the house where President Monroe, 5th President of the United States, where he wrote the Monroe Doctrine, it sold last week for $20 million.
Wow.
New owners are continuing to lobby state legislators to adopt the property as a state park.
Oh, so they want their property to really appreciate.
That's right. They've raised $30 million in local state and government funds, this group called the Conservation Fund, to try to get it to make that work. It was kind of an odd thing about that. You don't have a dog, right?
Not here in Austin.
Okay, there's one back in D.C.?
2 back in D.C.
What are their names?
Well, you've got Harper,
Okay.
Nationals fan, Bryce Harper, maybe
Okay.
Harper Lee connection for my dad,
Okay.
and Rosie. Rosalita for Schwell.
All right, let's see if either of those. Rosie made number 22 on the list. The top 100 dog names.
Okay.
I'm going to count down very quickly. Starting at 100. Simba, Theo, Chewy, Ziggy, Peanut, Gunner, Cash, Sunny, Dexter, Thor, Athena, Lady, Benji, Bandit, Maple, Cookie, Kona, Henry, Goose, Benny, Lucky, Ginger, Olive, Marley, Shadow, Oreo, Lulu. My daughter has a dog named Lulu. That's number 74 on the list. Oakley, Frankie, Poppy, Apollo, Callie, Ace.
A lot of mythology.
Yeah. Riley, Archie, Mia, Maverick, Hazel, Jax, Hank, Honey, Grace, Scout, Gus, Sophie, my dog's name.
Scout was on there?
Scout.
That's what I wanted for Rosie. I was outvoted.
Scout's number 58.
Okay.
Sophie, my dog, carries rated number 56.
My aunt had a Rottweiler, Sophie.
There you go. Louie, Piper, Zeus, Harley, Toby, Jack, Chloe, Loki, Finn, Pepper, Murphy, Bruno, Ellie, Moose, Bentley, Winnie, Nova, Oliver, Coda, Winston, Millie, Tucker, Roxy, Ollie, Molly, Bo, Duke, Remy, Ruby, Willow, Maggie is number 25, and then the countdown from there: Leo, Blue, Rosie, like I said, number 22, Nala, Stella, Buddy, Zoe, Penny, Sadie, Rocky, Bear, Lily, Teddy, Lola. Bailey is number 10. Number 9, Coco. Cooper's number 8. Milo is 7. Lucy is 6. Max is 5. Daisy is 4. Charlie is 3. Bella is 2. And the number 1 most popular dog name in 2025, Luna.
Yep. I know a dog named Luna.
Yeah. Number
kind
1.
of a mean dog.
Yeah.
I also dog sat for a dog named Coco that got loose once.
Oh, really?
And chased her up the street.
How'd that go?
Well, she kind of came back, but I was babysitting, and turns out the dog was the one I had to worry about.
Yeah. Number 1 rated dog name of 2025, Luna. So there you are. All right, we'll be back to wrap up hour number 1 here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone, where you always listen to us for free on the iHeartRadio app.
Coach Sark here. Stay connected to the Longhorns on the free iHeartRadio app.
Breaks a tackle 30, turns down the sidelines. Say goodnight to this one. Touchdown, Texas.
Just search 1300 The Zone. Hook 'em.
Your Valpak Blue envelope of savings is arriving in the mailbox. Inside, you'll find coupons to dine, shop, and save local. This month, keep an eye out for special offers from A1 Garage Door, the name you can trust for repairs, service, and garage door replacements. And remember, savings don't stop at the mailbox. Visit Valpak.com anytime for instant access to local coupons and deals you'll love. Valpak and A1 Garage Door, opening doors to savings at home.
With Black Friday savings at the Home Depot, you can get up to 40% off, plus up to an extra $1,000 off select innovative appliances like GE Profile. Add a touch of ease to your holiday with the all-in-one combo to wash and dry your laundry in one machine. And refrigerators with built-in convenient features like the dual dispense autofill water pitcher. Shop Black Friday savings on select GE Profile appliances, plus get free delivery now at the Home Depot. Free delivery on appliance purchases of $396 or more. Offer valid 11/5 through 12/3. U.S. only. See store or online for details.
Hey, bro, weirdest thing is happening at the game. This guy sitting next to me says, "You're our good luck charm. Every time I crack a Bud Light, we score a touchdown." Now his entire family wants to buy me Bud Lights. I think I'm some kind of a football prophet. Talk soon. The team needs me.
Anything for Bud Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Stock up today. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025 Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
You've got a big day, so you use Unstoppable Scent Boosters to give your laundry nonstop freshness. So no matter how long the day goes, you
can't stop this power, this walk, this pose, this strut, this look, this talk.
Your clothes will be so fresh you can confidently strut into that end of the day meeting like a
boss, 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 bosses. Let's talk business in my office.
Add new Unstoppable speeds to your wash for 24-hour nonstop freshness so you can smell unstoppable.
Late night hunger? Run the play that always scores. Twin Peaks hand-stretched flatbreads. Just $9 from 10 to close. Sunday through Thursday. Hot, hearty, and a total steal. Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views.
It's time for Black Friday, Dell Technologies' biggest sale of the year. Enjoy huge savings on select PCs like the Dell 16 Plus, featuring Intel Core Ultra processors. And with built-in advanced features, it's the PC that helps you do more, faster. Plus, earn Dell rewards and enjoy many other benefits, like free shipping, price match guarantee, and expert support. They also have huge deals on accessories that pair perfectly with your Dell PC and make perfect gifts for everyone on your list. Shop now at Dell.com/deals.
Are you like everybody else in the world who has no idea what to get everyone for the holidays? Well, you're in luck. We got you. Hands-free Skechers slip-ins. Because with hands-free Skechers slip-ins, you just step into them and they're on. There's no bending down, no touching, no fuss. Plus, Skechers slip-ins come in everyone's favorite styles and colors. And you can get slip-ins everywhere stylish footwear is sold, including a Skechers store. Or if you're too busy to shop in person, just get them online at Skechers.com, Amazon, and more.
Some people just know you could save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Those people are probably saving a carload of cash right now. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Your one stop for advertising? Call 844-844-iHeart.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just one cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here.
Based on analysis by Ookla of speed test intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 and monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, your home for the Texas Longhorns.
You ain't nothing but a hound dog.
Welcome back to the Craig Way Show and the voice of the Longhorns, Craig Way. Follow Craig on social media at Horn Boys.
Well, you ain't another quarter rabbit and you ain't no friend of mine. Well, they said you was hot.
Something of a theme there on a Monday. Little hound dog. From the one and only Elvis Presley. Any particular reason, or is that just the where the wheel stops spinning?
It's piggybacking off our Inconceivable with the top 100 dog names.
Okay, there you go.
I got down memory lane with Coco, who ran down the street on me.
All right. By the way, as I mentioned, we're giving away tickets. We've had a couple of takers so far. If you want a pair of tickets to the men's basketball game tomorrow night against Ryder, all you have to do is reach out on the iHeartRadio app. You download the iHeartRadio app if you haven't already. Search AM 1300 The Zone. And then when the station comes up, you hit the little red button with the white microphone on it. That's our talkback microphone. And then you leave us a voice message. Do we have a sampling of one such contestant?
Yeah,
we
do.
This? All right. Here's this. This is all you have to do, really. Haven't even heard this.
Hey, brothers, this is William Bearden. I'd love to go to that game tomorrow.
There it
Give
is.
them tickets.
It's as simple as that. William Bearden, you're going to get tickets for the game. That's all you have to do. You leave us the voice message while we have them, and we still have several pairs that we'll give away. All you have to do is just let us know, give us your name and leave us that message on the talkback microphone. So again, download the iHeartRadio app on your smartphone if you haven't already done it. It's easy. It's free. Then search the little search, magnifying glass or search window, whatever on your phone. Search AM 1300 The Zone. It'll pop up. Then you go to the little red button, white microphone. press it. That's a talkback feature, and you leave us a voice message, just like William Bearden did just then, and say, hey, I'd like a pair of tickets to the game, and you'll get them to do that. Somebody else on the text line said, of what I saw, Arch, it looks like he's really improved. And this was the texter. I recognized the number. Then we had the debate back and forth about Arch and that his team, his people, and all that kind of stuff. And so, yeah, I'm glad to see he's noticed that he has improved. By the same token, he can still get better and will get better, I think, over time. Sark pointed out, he said, yeah, we had some receiver drops. We also can get some better throws too. And Arch will be the first to tell you that. But he is feeling more comfortable. He is recognizing more of opposing defenses and just getting more comfortable in the system. This is going to be work in progress for this guy. And it wasn't the best of reads on the interception he threw. But he also made some really nice throws too. And he's also getting better at avoiding traffic coming in on him as well. But again, he is far from a finished product, as is this football team. So there's still some things to do and some areas to improve for him to be even in the neighborhood of what folks unrealistically projected of him to do this year.
Would have been nice, too, if DeAndre Moore could have raised his arms in the air on that interception instead of getting grabbed.
Yeah, there's that, too. And I know a lot of Longhorn fans are really upset about calls and lack of calls and things of that nature after the game. And I do think it does factor into it. It doesn't single-handedly decide a game, but it can factor into it as well. We're going to hear more from Longhorns head coach Steve Sarkisian next hour. Coming up right after the top of the hour, we'll hear from D'Amico Ryans, head coach of the Houston Texans. They finally got there. 500.
Yes, sir.
Started 0-3. That's been a tough climb back. But they're 5-5 now. We'll hear from the coach of the Texans there. He still feels they have a shot. It's weird. Depends on your perspective. Texans are 5-5. The Chiefs are 5-5. And there are people who feel better about the Texans' chance to reach the postseason than Kansas City right now.
I don't know about that.
We'll see. We'll have more on that coming up hour number 2 on 1300 The Zone. Folks, let's be honest here. How many people do you know who are available to you 24/7, 365? I know one person who is. That's my friend Dan Christensen at DJC Law. His firm is available 24/7, 365. They'll even come to you at your home or in the hospital or by Zoom or by the telephone. You know, with over 30 years of experience, DJC Law is not just any lawyer. They're your neighbors. We're talking about real people helping real people with more than 30 years serving Austin and the surrounding communities. You can call attorney Dan Christensen at DJC Law anytime at 512-888-9999. Your consultation is always free, and you'll pay nothing unless they win your case. Dan Christensen is a former military member who has devoted over 30 years to helping others, and DJC Law is the largest Austin-based, veteran-owned personal injury law firm in Texas. 512-888-9999. Get your justice at teamjustice.com or on any social media platform at Get Your Justice. Hey, Texas fans, Craig Way here. It's time to kick off your deck project with TimberTech. A real decking all-star, TimberTech is the #1 brand in premium decking. It delivers real wood looks without the costly maintenance, and it will never rot, warp, splinter, or peel. Plus, with industry-leading warranties, you know your deck will perform at the top of its game season after season. Take a look, and you'll be hooked. Order free samples online at timbertech.com.
Between all the holiday parties,
weekend tailgates,
and family get-togethers. Oh, they're here. Hey, who needs something to drink?
we've been overindulging a little more than usual. Thank goodness we both added active liver to our diets to give our livers some much-needed support so we have the energy we need to enjoy the holidays.
Active Liver from New Nordic contains a powerful blend of turmeric, milk thistle, and globe artichoke extract designed to give your liver maximum protection and help it do vital jobs like removing toxins from alcohol, rich foods, and sweets.
Try Active Liver today and enjoy all the holiday treats with the peace of mind of knowing you're giving your liver some relief.
Find Active Liver online at Amazon, Vitacost.com, or iHerb.com. Or pick it up today at CVS, Meijer Grocery, or ShopRite. Enjoy life to the fullest with Active Liver.
Group 1 Ford of South Austin is your go-to dealer for upfront and transparent pricing. We do not have any dealer ads on our huge selection of new Ford vehicles. Our advertised price is our sales price without the hidden extras other dealerships charge thousands of dollars for. So stop by our showroom today to see and feel the difference with buying at Group 1 Ford of South Austin, Austin's only winner of Ford's prestigious President and Triple Crown Award.
It's football season, and whether you're fueling up at halftime or feeding the whole team at home, Tumble 22 brings the heat. Kick off lunch with a crispy hot chicken sandwich stacked with pickles. And if you sneak a slice of peanut butter pie, we'll call that a win. Family dinner? We've got tenders the kids love, sides that score big, and family packs starting at just $25.99. Game plan for the weekend? Cold drinks, scratch-made sides, and hot chicken fried fresh every time. Tumble 22 Texas hot chicken done right. Good food, good people, game day flavor.
Isn't it nice to know at least one of your streaming apps is completely free?
Yeah, you get the iHeartRadio app without the pesky monthly fee.
Live radio, playlists for everything, and the most podcasts on the planet.
Join the millions who already have it. iHeartRadio, the #1 app for radio.
Portions of the following program will be recorded.
From the Audio Visual Consultation Studios, Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, KDET AM Austin, your home for the Horns, and the #1 preset in your car and on the free iHeartRadio app. He's a Texas legend, a Hall of Fame broadcaster, the voice of the Texas Longhorns, and your host of the Craig Way Show. Here he is now, Craig Way.
Second hour here of the program on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone. Craig Way, joined by the producer, Jake Herman, who was just asking me because somebody had asked him about the this particular number that we have to open up the 3 o'clock hour. And the name of the song is Bodhisattva, which is spelled Bodhis, or no, Hisattva. It's about the Eastern philosopher. Bodhisattva is the name of it, and it's off the Countdown to Ecstasy album, which is a fabulous album there. So anyway, hope that answers the question.
Yeah, we had a YouTube commenter asking that yesterday, and the only ones I could think off the top of my head was our next hour song, which is Billy Joel.
Yeah, That's Not Her Style, off of the Stormfront album is that one. And of course, we open up the show with Eminence Front, which is, from The Who off of that. So anyway,
I wrote it down right below my top 25 that I ranked for fun this morning. So that now I'll remember it.
Okay. All right. Well done. All right. Let's hear from the head coach of the Houston Texans. Texans come back and they beat the Tennessee Titans on a walk-off field goal. They win at 16-13. And so let's hear from D'Amico Ryans, because his team, which started 0-3 and I think 1-4 now, 1-4, but now they got the 2-3, then dropped to 2-4. Now they are, and then I think they got the 3-4, then it was 3-5, and then bouncing back, and now they're 5-5.
Yeah, 3-5 after letting one get away against the Broncos.
That's right. That's right. You know what? That loss is aging well when you look at Denver now.
Yeah, Denver's finding ways to win. I mean, it hadn't looked pretty, but
yeah, they've done it. All right. So first of all, this is D'Amico Ryans in the locker room, obviously very happy as he visits with his players.
Hey, man, great job today. Every win is a pretty win. Yes. Outstanding job by you. Way to come and fight. Find a way to win. So many guys making play. Will, the play you made right there to take the ball, Outstanding job by you, man. Outstanding job playing great defense all day. All right, I got 2 game balls. Give me one. Man, showed up big. Second half, we needed you most. Nico, where you at, baby? Nico. Big time. When we needed 2-minute drive, we needed a catch. Man, big time play for us. All right, and one more game ball. All right, guy been with us a couple weeks. Yeah. And when we needed it most, he came and closed it out. Hey, man, I love the way we fought, love the way we win. We can win any type of way. It doesn't matter. Just finish with the dub, and I like how everybody finished today, man. Let's keep building off of this one. No, we got a quick turnaround, all right? Got a quick turnaround. Play on Thursday at home, all right? So for you guys, we get back tonight, recovery starts, all right? Roland and his staff, the training room, son, everything will be open until 10 o'clock, all right? So, guys, take advantage of that. Making sure you recover, take care of your bodies the right way, and let's go out, erase this one, put it to bed right now on the plane, and we're on to Buffalo. On to Buffalo. Let's go. Good team coming in our house. Let's go. One time, baby, Texas!
There it is. And, yeah, it's going to be an important one for them, clearly, coming off of that win. But now they've pulled even in the division at 5-5, and that was a road division win. Those are never to be discounted. So now they get ready for the Buffalo Bills Thursday night. What a huge game that is going to be on Thursday. The Texans against the Bills on Thursday. And you can hear it here on 13 Under the Zone on Thursday night. Bills against the Texans. But they have bounced back, back-to-back wins of the Jaguars, another division opponent, and the Texans. They have a total of, they have just the one loss in division play, which is good. So they are now 3-1 in division play. And their other losses are the Rams, the Bucks, and the Seahawks. And the Broncos, like we said, all really good teams. Every one of those teams has at least 6 wins this year. So maybe they're getting it flipped. Maybe they're getting it turned around. And we'll see how it is. All right, let's hear some more from the Texans head coach, D'Amico Ryans. Davis Mills continues to fill in nicely. Helped out my fantasy team again, by the way. Snapped a 2-game losing streak, in part because of Davis Mills.
Crafty waiver wire work, Craig.
Yeah, I had to do that. It was out of desperation because your guy, Jaden Daniels, was out. He was my backup to Mahomes, who's kind of underperformed the last few weeks,
Yeah, I'm calling my fantasy team the dinner party team from The Office. Snip, snap, snip, snap.
Yeah, kind of difficult.
Inconsistent.
Right. Yeah, all right. So how about Davis Mills' performance on that game-winning drive for the Texans?
Davis did a great job all day of really protecting the football, making great decisions. And, no play bigger than him connecting with Nico there when we needed it most. A 2-minute drive, that was such a huge play for us. And Nico and Davis, that connection really took off in the second half, which we needed. We needed a spark. We start getting the ball to Nico, and we saw he made play after play after play. So did an outstanding job, putting us in position there to make that field goal a lot easier.
Yeah. How about Nico keeping his feet in bounds there on that late catch? What was going through Coach Ryan's mind at that time?
As calm as can be, nice and easy. Great. Know they're going to make the play. Nice. It was, you just trust your guys, right? And that's what Davis has shown. Davis keeps me calm because he's so calm in the moment. But who we're going to with the football matters. And when Nico's out there, he's getting targeted. I think for the most time, when he gets targeted, he comes down with the football.
And it set the stage for Matthew Wright to connect on his 3rd field goal of the day. And how huge has Matthew Wright been filling in at kicker for Fairbairn?
Yeah, it was huge for Matt to step in and make that kick for us. He's been great for us since he's been here the past 2 weeks. We needed him most to close the game out. He did an outstanding job. Can't give credit to him without Brinkman and Tommy doing a great job with the snap, with the hold, the protection, everybody, all 11 guys working together, and Matt kicking it through to get us a victory.
All right, there it is. We'll hear some more from D'Amico Ryans next hour. Somebody on the text line said, "Hey, Bulldog, Beatles." Yeah, that's our music going out of the 2 o'clock hour. That's what we were talking about, the music starting the 3 o'clock hour. And that's an instrumental version of Hey, Bulldog. I can't remember if I asked you, did you ever hear the the full regular song? Hey Bulldog.
I've heard it before. I mean, I need a refresher, and I'm going to go, oh, but I'll tell you that instrumental version has been in my head since I started producing the show a few months ago.
Yeah, there you go. All right.
I go home, I'm humming it.
They actually did the song, I think, in 1966, and it was the B-side of a single, but then it wound up on the Yellow Submarine album, which was kind of a reissue, and they threw a lot of different tunes on it that way to satisfy Capitol Records in 1968, and wound up on that album as well. Okay, with regard to the college football scene, we'll hear more from Longhorns head coach Steve Sarkisian coming up here in just a few minutes. But for those who are wondering, what chance does Texas have now of even being able to reach the college football playoff? Well, the chances are pretty slim, if we're being completely honest. And you think about it, Texas A&M's perfect 7-0 in conference play. Georgia has finished SEC play at 7-1. They have 2 non-conference games remaining. They have Charlotte on Cupcake Weekend this weekend coming up. And then, of course, that huge rivalry matchup with Georgia Tech. They've got that after that. Ole Miss is 6-1. They have 1 conference game remaining, the Egg Bowl with Mississippi State, and that game is in Starkville. Alabama, 6-1. They have 1 conference game remaining. That's Auburn, the Iron Bowl, coming up Thanksgiving weekend. Then you have the Longhorns at 4-2. Oklahoma is 4-2. Vanderbilt is 4-2. Of those remaining games, of course, Texas has Arkansas, and then they've got A&M at home. Oklahoma also 2 home games remaining. Missouri this Saturday morning at 11, and then LSU. Both games are at home. So that's why a lot of the projections now are having Oklahoma get into the playoff against Texas. And for those of you who say, wait a minute, Texas won the head-to-head matchup. That's true. But they now have more losses than Oklahoma. They've got 3. Sooners have 2. They really need Oklahoma, in all probability, to lose a game. One of those last 2, either Missouri or LSU.
That's right.
To push them back. Meanwhile, Texas, first and foremost, obviously, the Longhorns have to win their last 2. They have to beat Arkansas. And then the win over A&M would carry some weight with the committee. Aggies are not going to lose to Samford this week. They'll destroy them. So they're going to go into the game in Austin 11-0.
I think you need the Oklahoma loss. You need potentially Notre Dame to slip up against a Syracuse or a Stanford. And you probably need to win with style in these last 2 games.
Well, beating A&M will carry its own style point, I think. Vanderbilt has Kentucky at home, a game they'll probably win, and then they close at Tennessee.
Yeah.
So my point is you need the SEC schools around you to drop a game or 2, because Vanderbilt's going to be ahead of Texas in the college football playoff rankings again tomorrow. So even though the Longhorns own the head-to-head and win, but Texas has more overall defeats than Oklahoma or Vanderbilt.
It brings up a conversation that we can have later if the results go this way about, is Texas really getting knocked for the Florida loss, or is it the Ohio State loss that would keep them out in that situation?
It's not the Ohio State loss. It's the Florida loss. That's ugly. I mean, the Gators are 3-7. That's the bad loss. They were not going to take any punishment for a week 1 loss to the defending national champions who have been the number 1 team in the country since.
Right, but say there's a 2 in the loss column, and now you're talking about a head-to-head potentially carrying more weight with the likes of Oklahoma and Vanderbilt.
Yeah, but I'm saying what they need is they need SEC teams to lose around them.
No, you're right.
So they need Oklahoma to lose. They need Vanderbilt to lose. And the more realistic possibility is Ole Miss losing to Mississippi State and Starkville than Alabama losing to Auburn. So
potentially.
Yeah. So I'm just saying they would need that more. I think that is the more possible loss for teams around them would be Ole Miss. But good chance Ole Miss winds up in the playoff regardless of what happens in that game.
Yeah,
I'm just talking about how it affects Texas.
It's a conversation around the Ohio State loss that we'll come back to if it becomes relevant again, because right now Texas still has to take care of the teams in front of them.
But I don't see how the Ohio State loss even comes in the conversation. It's a non-conference loss against a team from another league. And the number 1 team in the country. Now, if Ohio State loses to Michigan, maybe it gets brought in. But I mean, they're not going to win a head-to-head argument with Ohio State. Ohio State's going to be in the playoff regardless. Their problem is the other SEC schools. Their problem is Oklahoma and Vanderbilt and Alabama, who projections right now say is probably holding on to the last college football playoff at-large spot at the number 12. They could use another loss from them, but I don't think that's nearly as likely as the possibility of because Ole Miss has kind of so at times. So is Alabama, and they certainly did for a lot. Although Alabama had a big total yardage gain on Oklahoma, the turnovers crushed Alabama. So it would help Texas a lot more if those three schools, Alabama, Oklahoma, and Vanderbilt, all were to take another loss. I think Vanderbilt almost certainly will. I doubt Oklahoma will. I don't think Alabama will. Ole Miss, maybe. That's why I say when it's doubtful and maybes and stuff like that, you're really on the outside looking in. So for folks who then say, well, what's the next level? If they're not in the college football playoff and we're back to talk about being in a bowl, what bowl game would it be? First of all, this would make Longhorn fans happy to know that there's no Alamo Bowl on the horizon, because that would not involve an SEC school. I think Longhorn fans have seen enough of the Alamo Bowl and the Holiday Bowl from past years, and the Texas Bowl also for that matter, although an SEC representative does go to the Texas Bowl. But I don't think the Longhorns would drop that far, because that bowl is pretty far down in the pecking order, even though the SEC makes the bowl assignments on that. It's in consultation with the athletic directors and the head coaches as well. I think the two most likely bowl destinations for the Longhorns are both in the state of Florida. One, and both are on New Year's Eve. One is the ReliaQuest Bowl. That's in Tampa. It used to be known as the Outback Bowl for several years. And both of these bowl games, by the way, match an SEC school against a Big Ten school. So ReliaQuest in Tampa. The other one is the Citrus Bowl, or now known as the Cheez-It Citrus Bowl. That is not to be confused, which was the bowl game that was the Cheez-It Bowl, which is now the Pop-Tarts Bowl. Both, however, are played in the same stadium in Orlando. So we'll see.
What involves the wake/heroic funeral of a Pop-Tart.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's true. That Pop-Tarts Bowl, I think, is Big 12 versus ACC. I don't think the Pop-Tart Bowl involves the SEC, but the SEC is in the Cheez-It Citrus Bowl and the ReliaQuest Bowl. Am I right about that?
ACC Big 12 and the Pop-Tart Bowl.
I thought so, because remember Kansas State was in it. There have been some other schools in it. So I think it would be one of those two bowl games and all that, especially if they beat Arkansas this week. They're going to be in a higher tier than a lot of the other SEC schools, because they'll still actually be at least mentally, mathematically alive for a college football playoff berth, depending on what else happens. But they're going to need some upsets around them. Now it would have to fall to the fortunes of others as well as them also. And then, like I said, mountainous task, going to have to beat A&M.
Right. The conversation I was trying to have earlier all hinges on beating A&M. So there's not even a point to bringing it up yet.
Everybody knows that. There's not any conversation to be had about being in the college football playoff that does not include a win over A&M. Now, if they'd beaten Georgia, then maybe you could look at it that way.
Or if they'd lost on the last play of the game.
Right. Then maybe there's a little more conversation. But they couldn't lose both of those games anyway. They have to win at least one of those games, and the Arkansas game, and get some help. Now they'd have to. Before, they weren't in a position where they had to get some help. Now that they've lost that game, they got to win out and get help. So that's why I'm saying the more probable destination would be one of those two Florida New Year's Eve games, either ReliaQuest in Tampa or the Cheez-It Citrus Bowl in Orlando. All right, we're going to hear more from Longhorns head coach Steve Sarkisian coming up here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone and the iHeartRadio app.
The future is here. Arch Manning.
Arch to the 10. Arch to the 5. Arch to the goal line. Touchdown, Texas.
Hear every throw, every scramble, every touchdown on your home for the Horns.
Arch makes a tackle. 50, 45 to the 30. Dare I say it? Say goodnight to it. 67 yards. Arch to the house.
Don't miss a single moment of the Man-Eat era on 1300 The Zone. Hook 'em.
Honey, that flu keeping you up? Did you take NyQuil Intense Flu?
Nah, I got this. Okay, I don't got this.
Yeah, you need NyQuil Intense Flu.
Undo your flu with NyQuil Intense Flu. NyQuil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms so you can sleep.
You do got this.
NyQuil Intense Flu. The nighttime sniffling, aching fever. Best sleep with the flu medicine. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
And Doug. Here we have the Limu Emu in its natural habitat, helping people customize their car insurance and save hundreds with Liberty Mutual. Fascinating. It's accompanied by his natural ally, Doug.
Limu, is that guy with the binoculars watching us?
Cut the camera. They see us.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Savings vary. Underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company and affiliates. Excludes Massachusetts.
Wind Down Wednesday is merging with tailgate season on November the 19th from 5 to 7 at Cane and Abel's. Whether you're winding down your midweek or gearing up for kickoff, Stella Rosa Wines is the perfect refresher. Semi-sweet, semi-sparkling, and full of flavor. Stella Rosa Black, Peach, or Red. You can't lose. My go-to is Stella Rosa Black. It always scores. And during happy hour, we're giving away tickets to Ariana Grande, plus a huge rivalry game in November, all while we're celebrating along Stella Rosa Wines. Don't miss it.
Black Friday savings are here at the Home Depot, which means it's time to add new cordless power to your collection. Right now, when you buy a select battery kit from one of our top brands like Ryobi or Milwaukee, you'll get a select tool from that same brand for free. Click into one of our best deals of the season and stock up on tools for all your upcoming projects. Get Black Friday savings happening now at the Home Depot. Limit 1 per transaction. Exclusions apply. Full eligible tool list in-store and online.
Kohl's has 20% off gifts that are so good, your family might think you read their minds. Check off your list now with cozy, thoughtful, and stylish gifts that will make them say, oh, how did you know? Yep, with these presents from Kohl's, you're going to leave them feeling impressed and convinced that you're a psychic. Shop Kohl's for an extra 20% off gifts that are the perfect fit. Select styles. Offer ends November 22nd. Some exclusions apply. See store or kohls.com for details.
Guys, don't propose with a ring that she didn't pick out. Trust us, she already has a ring in mind. So engage with Gage Diamonds, in person or online, where Gage's skilled ring designers will work with her to create the perfect setting, matched with the perfect stone. Gage specializes in exquisite lab-grown diamonds. Financing available. GageDiamonds.com. We're engagement's middle name.
Hey, Texas football fans, Mike Harge here, and we're in for an exciting season. Thomas J. Henry Law is thrilled to be part of the action with Texas football game broadcasts. The athletes give it their all on the field, and Thomas J. Henry and over 250 attorneys give it their all when it comes to helping you and your family get the justice you deserve. Whether it's on the field or in the courtroom, dedication, strategy, and teamwork are crucial. For over 30 years, Thomas J. Henry Law has been committed to securing meaningful results for injured people and their families. After all, their law firm will be nothing without the communities and the individuals they serve. Visit tjhlaw.com to find out more. If you or a loved one have been injured, their attorneys are available 24/7 to help. They have a reputation and resources to handle any case. Free consultations with no fees collected unless they win for you. Let's get into the Texas football action this season, sponsored by Thomas J. Henry Law. On and off the field, it's all about the win.
We asked kids what it took to be a dad. This is what they had to say.
A father is always present. I mean, what real father figure can you have if they're not there?
In order to be a good dad, you need to love your son. You need to put gas in your car so you don't break down in the middle of nowhere. And you need to make them breakfast. Yep.
I mean, just to maybe play like a board game with me, or to just stay home and play some video games with me. Just to do like that one little thing is what I really look forward to.
I'm not asking him to be a perfect dad, but he should try. He's just a constant force in my life.
There's no other type of love like a dad's love because it's not comparable to anything else.
Take time to be a dad today. Call 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Sports Radio 1300 The Zone. Our blood runs orange. Welcome back to the Craig Way Show and the voice of the Longhorns, Craig Way. Follow Craig on social media @HornVoice.
I can
see her lying back in her satin dress in a room where you do what you don't confess. Sundown, you better take care if I find you've been creeping round my back stairs. Sundown, you better take care if I find you've been creeping round my back stairs.
The late, great Gordon Lightfoot would have been 87 today. Today would have been his birthday. Are you familiar with any of the Gordon Lightfoot catalog?
No, not really.
Yes.
This is great, though.
Great Canadian singer-songwriter. This was a huge hit in the 70s, Sundown.
I have Canadian musicians in my family. I hope they're not listening to me say that.
Yeah, he was a lifelong Toronto Maple Leafs fan. There's a statue of him in his native Ontario where he grew up. He's a huge Maple Leafs fan. Great dude. He said this song was written about, not necessarily about his girlfriend. He had a kind of a live-in girlfriend, and she had made some excuse that he kind of thought was kind of flimsy about not meeting up with him for dinner. He just kind of went, it came to his mind, or I was like, hey, you better watch yourself now. Better check yourself now. We did play a song of his last week that you're very familiar with, The Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald.
That's right. Because
it was the 50th anniversary of that wreck on November 10, 1975, and he wrote the song about that. So anyway, yeah, the great Gordon Lightfoot. All right, let's hear from Longhorns head coach Steve Sarkisian. This was from the news conference this morning that we brought to you live here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone. He was asked about the running game and how the rushing output has, since last year, kind of been cut in half in conference games against SEC teams. His thoughts about that.
There's probably a combination of things. One, I felt like we were blocking well in the run game a year ago. I felt like we found a rhythm in the run game with Trey a year ago. I think Trey really hit his stride kind of the midpoint of the season, maybe the OU game last year. And those two combinations, I feel like we had real threats on the outside, with Matt and Isaiah and DeAndre was going and Gunner. And so I think people were deploying a little bit differently on us. And then ultimately there's a confidence from a play caller standpoint of where's the strength of your team and what are you trying to lean into to ultimately win. Last year we were really a shutdown defense, and you felt very confident about our ability to play defense and shut people down. I think sometimes this season, we haven't ran it the way we would have liked. And so are you comfortable going run and willing to live with third down and whatever that is, and third down and having to convert to stay on the field, knowing if you punt it, are you comfortable enough to go out there and shut somebody down? And so like the other night, Georgia's first two drives is 2 touchdowns is 14-3. And so where's your level of confidence of, hey, if we run, pass, we got a punt, how good do you feel about it not being 21-3 as opposed to 14-3? And so you sometimes you have to shift kind of your focus on how do you want to attack and what do you need to do. Now, credit to the other night, our defense started mountain stops and 3 and outs and things. And so games can take a trajectory that are different than others. But I think you have to look at it all. At the end of the day, we have to be better at running the ball. There's no question about it. Nobody's in our building thinking, hey, we're good. But we've got to find a way to do that. And whether that's schematically, whether that's personnel, whether that's, shrinking the plan, whether that's expanding the plan, there's a lot of ways to get that done. But we've got to find a way to gain yards on the ground to where we aren't just a one-dimensional football team.
Now, from the defensive side, Georgia threw some screen game and dump-off passes, was able to get some big chunk plays during the game on Saturday night. And Sark was asked, where is the fine line between what you do with press coverage and making them earn it and how you do it and try to cut it off and not allow them to become big gainers?
I thought they did have a good plan on some of the balls to the perimeter. Number one, it was scary because he can go by you in a heartbeat. He was very electric. And so we tried to play with a little bit more of a cushion there. I did think we had some opportunities where we stayed on top The unfortunate part was, to your point, some of the flat routes, some of the crossing routes, when they completed, they turned into explosives. And that's where we've got to be better. That's where we've got to populate the ball better. We've got to leverage the ball better. And if it's a gain of 14, 15 yards over the middle, that is what it is. They hit the one over the middle and he goes out the back door and runs it down to the 6-yard line. They created explosives that way. And then on the other side of it is we had some real breakdowns in coverage, and there was I don't want to say lack of communication, it was lack of communication and being reciprocated to where one person's communicating, the other one's playing the call as it's being called. And so, I think on the corner route, the first touchdown pass, we screw that up. On the seam route to 16, we screw that up. And so there were some things there that we got to play it better, and we're more than capable of playing it better. And so that gives me some confidence knowing we can play it better. We're not sitting downstairs like we have no answers, but we need to play it better for sure.
All right. Next, he was asked about the offense and how they did start being able to run the ball, and they had some clicks on offense. And he was asked about on the short drives for the offense after that opening drive for the field goal.
I think 1, we got to catch the ball a little bit better. I think 2, we got to throw the ball a little bit better when we have some opportunities. And then 3, we got to make sure that we continue to try to call things that put players in position to have success.
That was the reference I was making to earlier last hour, because the texter talking about seeing Arch, how he has improved. And Sark is the first one to agree with you about it. In fact, we'll hear him talk in some glowing terms about Manning a little bit later on. But he did say, as he just said, got to catch the ball a little bit better, got to throw the ball a little bit better on some of those drives to keep those drives going. This business of going back to work with 2 games remaining and nothing that Texas can do with what goes on the outside as it relates to their ultimate postseason destination. But Sark was asked, is it easier said than done to get your guys tunnel visioned on that, the here and now, and not be caught up in some of the outside stuff about where they might go or whether they get in or not and what bowl and blah, blah, blah. And so he was asked, is it easier said than done?
I don't know. I feel very confident in our team. And so that they can do that. Again, I thought we had a great meeting this morning. I think young people are really resilient in general. And I think when you give them a platform to be resilient, that they'll do that. I think them understanding there is a light at the end of the tunnel here if we can handle our business and do it the right way. And so, like anything in life, when there's hope, we can strive a little further and stay on task with what we need to do. But again, this group gives me no reason that they won't do that. But again, time will tell, right? I'm not going to sit here and make any guarantees if we don't have the ability to do that. But I'm confident that we can. We'll see over the next 4 or 5 days how we do.
All right, let me give you a little background on something that leads into this next question. I'm on the plane flight home from Atlanta, coming home yesterday morning, and I'm really tired because we were late getting back to the hotel. Imagine it takes a while to empty out 93,000 fans in an on-campus situation with winding streets and things of that nature. So it was only about 25 miles, I think, from where the hotel was in relation to Sanford Stadium. But it took us an hour and a half to get back. So it took a while. And I lay down for about 2.5, 3 hours. Got to get up, get ready, go to the airport. And we do. Got to drive an hour and a half back into Atlanta, drop off the rent car, whatever. I signed up for it, just like so many others did. I'm not complaining about that. That's part of the deal. But the whole purpose of telling you this is that when we're in the air and flight, I dozed off. I'd fallen asleep. I was feeling pretty tired. Then I wake up and I had to go to the restroom. So I'm just walk down, because when you're trying to get awake to get down there, you're drinking a lot of coffee and a lot of water. So obviously, that's going to, be ready to pour out of you as well. So I get up and I'm walking down the hall, down the aisle in the aircraft. to the bathroom, to the lath, and seated on an aisle seat about 8 or 9 rows behind me is Kirk Bowles, the Houston Chronicle. Now, Kirk is a voting member, has been for years, on the AP Top 25 College Football poll, as well as the Heisman poll. But I asked Kirk, I said, I just kind of, I didn't even see him at first because, like I said, I'm just kind of zombied and I'm walking, and all of a sudden Kirk says, "Hey, Craig," or something. I said, "Hey." And then I just happened to ask him, I said, "How far did you drop the Longhorns on your ballot?" And he said 17. And I think they he said 18. They wound up 17. That's what it was. But anyway, the point of all of that is that there were a lot of people, mainly media people, but fans get caught up in it too. But the public record shows the media expectation for the Longhorns with that preseason vote of number 1 in the country. So obviously the expectations are. Now the Longhorns have their own expectations, which, as I've always said, nobody has higher expectations for what they feel they're capable of doing than the players and coaches themselves. However, can't get any higher than number 1 when you voted number 1 in the preseason poll. So Kirk Bowles asked Sark, what did he think were the main reasons why his team had underachieved?
Steve, what would you say the main reasons are this team is underachieved?
According to who?
Well, when you're preseason number 1, I think most people would agree 3 losses is not achieving what you are capable of.
I mean, I guess that's into who voted us number 1. Okay. What I think is that this team has competed their tail off. They've been faced with a lot of different adversity and injuries, and a lot of stuff has come across this team's plate. And I'm very, very proud of them with their resiliency. You know, at the end of the day, at the University of Texas, we're held to a very high standard. And the standard is to compete for championships year in and year out. And we're going to play the best teams in the country. We're going to schedule the best teams in the country. But by the end of the season, we'll play, of our 12 regular season opponents, 5 of those teams will be top 10 teams when we played them. So nearly half our schedule. And we have an opportunity at the end of the regular season to do something that nobody's done since 2019. And that's beat 3 top 10 ranked teams in the regular season. The last team to do that was LSU with Joe Burrow. So have we been faced with a pretty difficult schedule? Have we been faced with high expectations? Sure. But that's why we came here. So we'll be okay.
Okay. All right. So there was that. Next thing was, and again, this goes back to the Arch Manning thing. Has Arch been able to finally get over a hump since folks aren't talking about him as much as they used to about him, good, bad, whatever?
I just think that the guy does what he continues to do. He puts his head down and works. He tries to be a great leader. You know, he assumes responsibility when he could do something better. He picks people up when somebody else makes mistakes. I mean, that's the sign of a guy who's maturing and is very comfortable in his own skin. I've been very proud of Arch. These aren't all easy games, and that's not fun in the fourth quarter when you're down, multiple scores and you're trying to get in the end zone and they got their ears pinned back and rushing the passer. But he competed like he always does, and he'll prepare again this week to go out and play really well.
And one more from Sark this hour, and then we'll hear the rest of his comments coming up next hour. I kind of thought it was kind of weird that it would be termed this, but I understand the point of the question. Sark was asked if this is a trap game, this Arkansas game coming up with A&M the following week. Now, I understand the implication, obviously, A&M being the rivalry, what it is, and the Aggies are undefeated, yada, yada. But they just came off a loss, and this is a bit of a rivalry game. But Sark understood the question, is this kind of a trap game?
I think it's a very scary game because this is a very dangerous Arkansas team, and we addressed that with the team this morning. You put up their last 5 games, the score of all those games, and like I said, 23-22, I think, versus LSU. The Auburn game, Auburn gets a late score to make it 34, I think 23, something like that. A&M's 45-42, Mississippi State's 38-35, Tennessee is 34-31. So they got their attention real quick. You turn the tape on, it catches their attention real quick. But I think the other side of it is, man, we're restoring a great rivalry. and it's first time for Arkansas to be back at DKR in quite some time. And so I know our guys are excited about that too. They've had to go there twice now, and they know what that environment was like. So for them to come here to play in DKR, I know our guys are excited about the opportunity, but we need to be careful. I'll definitely say that.
Yeah, for sure. All right, there it is. Longhorns head coach Steve Sarkisian. More from Sark coming up next hour. We'll continue here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone and the iHeartRadio app. The weather's a little cooler during these autumn days, which means it's a great time to hit Tony C's Pizza and Beer Garden for the best pizza in these parts. 3 great locations down south at Kohler's Crossing and Kyle, Anderson Lane at Shoal Creek, and the one right by Del Diamond, where Linda and I frequently enjoy the pizzas we love best. My personal favorite is the Primo. Pepperoni, Italian sausage, roasted red peppers, sauteed mushrooms, caramelized onions, and black olives. But let me tell you about their pizza of the month, the Cacio e Pepe, featuring Parmesan, Pecorino, black pepper, and olive oil. Truly Italian. Tony C's features happy hour from 3 to 6, Monday through Friday, with $3 off appetizers, $2 off 22-ounce drafts, frosé, bellinis, and wine by the glass. And don't forget about Pitcher Perfect Thursdays, with half off pitchers of beer all day. Get to the Tony C's location that's closest to you. In Kyle at Kohler's Crossing, Round Rock in front of Del Diamond, and Anderson Lane at Shoal Creek. It's Austin-owned and operated for dine-in or take-out. It's Tony C's Pizza and Beer Garden.
Wine Down Wednesday is back November 19th at Kate and Abel's with Stella Rosa Wines. Join Ann Hudson from 96.7 KISS FM and Mike Harge from 1300 The Zone as they give away sold-out tickets to see Ariana Grande and tickets to the UT versus A&M game. Don't miss your midweek party with Stella Rosa.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here.
Based on analysis by Ookla of speed test intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 and monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues? Who are you? Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
AM 1300 The Zone occasionally holds contests. For more information about contests on this station, go to am1300thezone.com/rules.
What's up? It's Cam Jordan. I'm back with season 3 of your favorite podcast, the Off the Edge with Cam Jordan podcast. Yeah! Tap in every Wednesday to hear conversations with my friends and stars from the NFL, the sports world in general, and entertainment about anything from teams and players making waves to pop culture. And I'll take you inside my journey through my 15th season in the NFL. Looking forward to you joining me this season, the season of more, on the Off the Edge with Cam Jordan podcast. Open your free iHeart app and search Off the Edge and start listening.
The halftime performers for this year's NFL Thanksgiving games being revealed. Newly inducted Rock and Roll Hall of Famer Jack White will perform for his native Detroit Lions when they play host to the Green Bay Packers. Down in Dallas, hometown star Post Malone will perform when the Cowboys take on the Kansas City Chiefs. Meantime, Lil Jon will take the stage at halftime in Baltimore for the game between the Ravens and the Bengals. The rapper will be pulling double duty Thanksgiving as he'll perform at the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade earlier in the day in New York City. Leonard Skinner and Foreigner going out on tour together next summer. The classic rock legends will play 19 dates on the Double Trouble Double Vision Tour. It'll kick off July 23rd in Atlanta and visit cities like Charlotte, Cincinnati, and Houston. The tour will wrap at the end of August in Rogers, Arkansas. Disney giving fans their first look at the live-action remake of Moana. The companies dropped the teaser trailer for the film starring Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Hamilton director Thomas Gale helming this version of the 2016 animated film Moana, set to hit theaters July 10th. The Labubu craze could be hitting theaters. Sony Pictures has acquired the screen rights to the plush toy and is in the early development of a feature film. The deal, first reported by Hollywood, was signed this week between the Chinese toy makers and Sony Pictures. No producer or filmmaker is attached to the project yet. Unclear if the film would be a live action or animated. That's entertainment. I'm Jennifer Polsoni.
If it's Texas sports, Craig Way knows all. Back to the Craig Way Show on 1300 The Zone.
Here on the Longhorns Monday on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone. Okay, there's a couple of different ways folks do text the program. One, the screen that I see when you text the word Texas, followed by your question or comment to 81530, standard messaging and data rates may apply. And then there's another way. What they're contacting you, what?
Yeah, if you're with us via YouTube or X or Facebook, you
Gotcha.
can comment and be a part of the show that way.
Okay, and you said we had a couple of comments that way?
Yeah, on YouTube from somebody going by Rude Wayne, Texas. I don't know if that's Dwayne or Wayne.
It's okay.
During Sark's exchange with Kirk Bowles, he commented, "I hope he goes to the NFL." I assume he's talking about Sark there. The next comment followed up on that. He's 2-8 in top 10 games at Texas. It's unacceptable. It's James Franklin.
Okay. All right. A couple of things. Let me take them one at a time. First of all, you said, I hope he goes to the NFL. I don't see that as likely. He's talked about being committed here to Texas. So, I mean, if that's based on listening to Desmond Howard or somebody else on that, I understand where that might have come up, but I don't think that's likely. The deal about 2-8 against top 10s. Yeah. Tough to beat top 10s, but certainly to do better. James Franklin, he's already accomplished more than James Franklin has. James Franklin got to the one playoff and got beat. It's been back-to-back playoffs there. James Franklin did not win a Big Ten championship. Texas won the last Big 12 one that they were in before they went. He's already accomplished more than him. And speaking of James Franklin, it just got announced a few minutes ago, he's the new head coach of Virginia Tech. So, while it didn't work for him at Penn State, there were a lot of people out there who were very, very interested in him. So he's going to be the next coach. Look, I think Sark would be the first to tell you that's the 2-8 is not acceptable. Your version of what the consequences should be of that in the short term for this guy and what his long term are probably going to differ from a lot of other people, including the athletic department, which has a great deal of money tied up in him and it's more than just the money. They're committed to him. They want Chris Del Conte and Kevin Eltife, the chairman of the board of regents, and the university president as well. What they're all very, very committed to him. And a lot of people say now it's I'm not saying that the texter is in this specific category, but there are people who are what was it? Our old friend, the late Sean Adams, used to say keyboard gangsters. And it's easy to sit back and fire away on a keyboard and say, he's got to go, he's out of here and all that. I have respect for the people who want to express their opinion, be it on the keyboard or on the air or however it is. My point is that the amount of vitriol in terms of absolution, he's got to go, it's unacceptable. I would probably slow the roll on that a little bit, but I understand when folks want more than what they're getting. Were you, if Tom Herman had been able to get in that position to get him into the playoff a couple of times and then was 2-8 against them, maybe he would have been around a little bit longer than he was. I don't know. We're not that far removed from Charlie Strong with 3 consecutive losing seasons and 1 bowl trip. My point is that the view from the outside on what the program has accomplished since Sark has been here is going to vary based on the individual expectation. And that's understandable. I get that. But my point is that there's probably not going to be any kind of change coming, not for a while, especially as the team continues to that. We're not talking about anybody with a losing record. They're 7-3 right now. They were certainly in the conference race until last Saturday. They're not completely out of the college football race as well. So ultimately, it does fall on his shoulders, and Sark's the first to say it. And ultimately, there's, there are things that need improving. He said all of that today in the press conference. So sometimes, however, and I've noticed this, I'm not necessarily saying this about this texter, but sometimes the football coach will say all of those exact same things that a lot of people are saying. He's just saying it without saying, I got to be out of here or whatever. And understand this, anytime you make a change for with the head football coach, you're starting all over again. Is that what you really want? I mean, here's a guy who's gone 25-5 the last 2 years. So it's 32-8 is his record the last 3 years. Is that really bad? 32-8 off of that. So he understands it. I think everybody understands. You want better success against that. They do have 2 top 10 wins this season. So to say he's 2-8, that might be 2-8 in the last 10 total. He's not 2-8 all time on that because he has a win over Alabama at Alabama when they were top 10. He's got 2 this year, Oklahoma and Vanderbilt. Those are 2 top 10 wins. One was number 6, one was number 9. So again, sometimes folks are getting information from blasts, be it tweets or, whatever, podcast or whatever, and using it to form their arguments. And that's fine. Just understand all the numbers that go into all that. Did we have another one? Did you say?
Someone says, I think Kiffin could win big here.
Lane Kiffin has won big at Ole Miss. He did not win big at Tennessee. He did not win big at USC when he got fired right off the plane. But he might be. But speculating about that stuff is rather immaterial because there's not going to be a coaching change made. I mean, the only way that it even happens would be Sark leaving on his own. It's not because of anything that's going to happen with university administration. That's just not going to happen. Like I said, the guy is 32-8 over nearly the last 3 seasons, 2 seasons plus 10 ball games.
While we're throwing hats in the ring, Dan Lanning gets some love in the comments now. Everybody's wish casting.
Okay, wish cast.
It's no. You're not gonna find some magic wand.
I'm just saying it's just like when somebody asked Sark a couple of weeks ago about all the coaches being fired and stuff. And he was like, well, who are you going to get that's going to do a better job at certain places? So anyway, there's the same Dan Lanning who got clocked by Ohio State last year in the playoff. Is that the one we're talking about?
Lost to Indiana at home this year. I mean, look, there's good points too.
Yeah.
Someone said, I believe it's Sark definitely better than the last 10 years with Charlie Strong and Tom Herman. We will get better, and the game will slow down even more for Arch. Archer's development's pretty clear.
Yeah, it's continued. He needs to do some more, and they talk about that as well. But he's getting better, and hopefully the program bounces back. We'll continue. We'll wrap up hour number 2 on 13 Under the Zone.
Fall in Texas means one thing: Texas Longhorns football. And you won't miss a snap all season long right here on 1300 The Zone. Touchdown, Texas! Your home for the Horns. Hook 'em.
It's the game's final seconds, and the score is tied. But wait, another trip to the bathroom?
Don't miss the game's best moments because of frequent bathroom breaks. Introducing prostate artery embolization from ARA Diagnostic Imaging, a leader in PAE, a non-surgical treatment for enlarged prostate that helps reduce urgent urination with low risk of sexual side effects. Visit osrad.com/PAE to take a quick self-assessment. ARA, leaders in medical imaging.
When I
wake up
The best mornings
in the morning light.
start with Wrangler.
I pull on my jeans and I feel alright.
Jeans, jackets, and shirts that get your day started on the right foot.
I pull my blue jeans on. I pull my old blue jeans on.
Good mornings make for better days.
I pull my blue jeans on. I pull my old blue jeans on.
Wrangler. Long live Cowboys. Available at Cavender's.
Every now and then I rinse it out, and I need Downy rinse tonight, and I need it more. I can't rest the bed and the smell never leaves. I don't know what to do. I'm always in the dark. The sweat and that short smells like a dog park. I'm Downy rinsing tonight.
Downy Rinse fights stubborn odors in just one wash. When impossible odors get stuck in,
Rinse it out.
You love your home, but sometimes it feels like it's running your life. Leaky faucets, overgrown hedges, and that room you've been meaning to repaint. Sometimes it's just too much. With AirTasker, finding help is simple. Post your task, set your budget, and let local taskers take care of it. It's like having a personal handyman for all the projects on your to-do list. Download AirTasker or visit us at airtasker.com today and make your home work for you, not the other way around. AirTasker. Get anything done.
Have you ever turned $1 into 10 grand? I doubt it, but now you can on Better Picks. Download the Better app, pick more or less on your favorite player's stats, watch the games, and win some cash. It's that simple. Better Picks available in 33 states, including Texas, California, and Georgia. Download the Better app today. That's Better, BETR, and get a free $10, no deposit necessary. Must be 21 or older in a jurisdiction where Better Picks operates. Terms and conditions apply. Better Picks. Sports just got better.
A KFC tale in the pursuit of flavor. The holidays were tricky for the Colonel. He loved people, but he also loved peace and quiet. So he cooked up KFC's $4.99 chicken pot pie. Warm, flaky, with savory sauce and vegetables. It's a tender chicken-filled excuse to get some time to yourself and step away from decking the halls, whatever that means. The Colonel lived so we could chicken. KFC's chicken pot pie. The best $4.99 you'll spend this season.
Prices and participation may vary while supplies last. Taxes, tips, and fees extra.
Are you like everybody else in the world who has no idea what to get everyone for the holidays? Well, you're in luck. We got you. Hands-free Skechers slip-ins. Because with hands-free Skechers slip-ins, you just step into them and they're on. There's no bending down, no touching, no fuss. Plus, Skechers slip-ins come in everyone's favorite styles and colors. And you can get slip-ins everywhere stylish footwear is sold, including a Skechers store. Or if you're too busy to shop in person, just get them online at Skechers.com, Amazon, and more.
Now you don't just hear it, you see it. iHeartRadio Highlights brings you the best show moments, the wild takes, hot reactions, and clips everybody's talking about. Search Fox Sports Radio in the iHeartRadio app to experience Fox Sports like never before.
Furnished by Genuine.
Hey, bro, weirdest thing is happening at the game. This guy sitting next to me says, "You're our good luck charm. Every time I crack a Bud Light, we score a touchdown." Now his entire family wants to buy me Bud Lights. I think I'm some kind of a football prophet. Talk soon. The team needs me.
Anything for Bud Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Stock up today. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025 Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Black Friday is happening now at the Home Depot, which means it's time to get your home ready for all your holiday moments and traditions.
Hi.
Hey. Right now, you can bring home holiday magic with our wide assortment of dazzling pre-lit trees under $99. Spend more time creating memories and less time assembling with Quick Connect technology that makes it easy to set up your new tree in a few clicks.
Wow.
Hurry in for Black Friday happening now at the Home Depot.
Coach Sark here, back to the Craig Way Show on your home for the Longhorns, 1300 The Zone.
All right, the show to go. We'll get to more of your questions. Always happy to address those. We'll do that. We're going to hear more from D'Amico Ryans just past the top of the hour, and more from Longhorns head coach Steve Sarkisian. That's coming up. Some other college football notes. Big, I do mean big, you'll have to trust me on this. Big recruiting news from Longhorn basketball. We got that coming up as well. We're glad to have you with us. We have one more hour to go. And speaking of basketball, we're still giving away tickets. All you have to do is reach us via the TalkBack microphone there on the iHeartRadio app. Download the iHeartRadio app if you haven't already. It's free and easy. Search AM 1300 The Zone. It'll pop right up. Then you'll see a little red button with a white microphone. Tap that. That is our talkback microphone. All you have to do is tell them, hey, I want those 2 tickets for tomorrow night. You'll get them. Final hour coming up on 1300 The Zone.
Group 1 Ford of South Austin is your go-to dealer for upfront and transparent pricing. We do not have any dealer ads on our huge selection of new Ford vehicles. Our advertised price is our sales price without the hidden extras other dealerships charge thousands of dollars for. So stop by our showroom today to see and feel the difference with buying at Group 1 Ford of South Austin, Austin's only winner of Ford's prestigious President and Triple Crown Award.
Big news, Texas. The Silencer Shop showroom is now open in Liberty Hill. Get hands-on with silencers, explore interactive displays, and talk with our expert staff. Whether you're new or a pro, we can make your guns better because we give a shh. The new Silencer Shop showroom, now open in Liberty Hill.
And Doug. There's nowhere I wouldn't go to help someone customize and save on car insurance with Liberty Mutual, even if it means playing in a football game. Boom! 42! You're going down, Doug! Oh, yeah? Your price on car insurance when you customize and save is going down. Hey! Limo? What are you doing on their team? Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
If you're one of the millions of Americans behind on your taxes, if you're afraid to open your mail because IRS collection letters could be coming, listen carefully. The IRS is cracking down, taking paychecks, freezing bank accounts, revoking passports. That's a fact. But here's what most people don't know. There are official tax relief programs designed to help struggling taxpayers. Programs that could save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief. Optima's award-winning team will fight to protect your paycheck, your passport, and your property. Their tax attorneys and licensed tax professionals will work tirelessly to get you the best deal possible with the IRS. Every day, penalties and interest keep piling up, so don't wait. Call Optima now for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
It's a little quiet on the border these days. Illegal border crossings at an all-time low because Donald Trump and Senator John Cornyn have been fighting side by side to seal the border. Cornyn has led the charge in the Senate, funding more agents, more technology, and more miles of secure border wall, beating back Biden's border failures, taking the fight directly to the cartels. Cornyn stands with President Trump, voting with him 99% of the time, supporting Trump's nominees, confirming conservative judges who defend our Constitution, and together, Trump and Cornyn put America first. They've worked to keep our families safe and our border defended. Yep, it's quieter on the border now because real leadership gets results. Call and thank Senator John Cornyn, 713-572-3337, and tell him to keep delivering Trump's agenda. Paid for by Lone Star Freedom Project, LoneStarFreedomProject.com.
Your one stop for advertising? Call 844-844-iHeart.
Chris, can you put the video game controller down for a second?
I can talk and play. Oh, I'm totally annihilating this punk kid in Nebraska.
I just feel like you're not acting like a grown-up in our relationship.
Am too.
Well, you know, you still ride your skateboard to work. There's the comic book collection, the race car bed.
Look, I'm young at heart, but I put money into my 401k every paycheck. I picked up a few savings tips at feedthepig.org. I have control of my financial life now, and that feels pretty grown up.
Put away a few bucks, feel like $1 million. Putting some money from every paycheck into a savings account or contributing to your 401k can make a big difference later. For free ideas and easy tips on ways to save, go to feedthepig.org. That's feedthepig.org.
So, I bet I look like a grown up to you now.
Well, except for the footy pajamas, I'd have to agree.
This message brought to you by the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants and the Ad Council.
From the Audio Visual Consultation Studios, Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, KDET AM Austin, your home for the Horns, and the #1 preset in your car and on the free iHeartRadio app. It's the Craig Way Show with the voice of the Texas Longhorns and Hall of Fame broadcaster, Craig Way.
Third and final hour of the program here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone. Craig Way joined by the producer, Jake Herman. Glad to have you alongside it again. We still have several pairs of tickets we'll give away for tomorrow's Texas Rider basketball game. Longhorn men's basketball, the men back in action tomorrow night. It's an 8 o'clock tip at Moody. And if you're interested in getting a pair of tickets, we still have several given away. All you have to do is make sure if you have the iHeartRadio app downloaded, it's free, it's easy. You just do the quick search, pull up AM 1300 The Zone. We even suggest you make it a preset. It'll really pull up quickly, but pull up AM 1300 The Zone, tap the little red button with the white microphone, and then leave us a message. It can be up to 30 seconds. Doesn't have to be that. It can be 5 seconds. Hey, my name is Bob Smith. I'd like 2 tickets for the game tomorrow night, and then you'll get them for as long as we have. So we have several pairs left over, so that's all you have to do. We always avail ourselves of you via the iHeartRadio app. Glad to take that. and again, this always happens after a tough loss. There's howling wolves at the door, wanting change and things like that. This made me laugh. When somebody's talking about wanting to make a coaching change, our resident North Texas fan said, please don't take Eric Morris. He's the coach of the Mean Green in North Texas. They're 9-1. They're ranked in the poll for the first time since 1959 in the AP poll. They were in 1977. They spent about 8 weeks in the poll at like number 18 in the coaches poll, what was then the UPI coaches poll. They beat Tennessee that year in Knoxville. And I think they beat Florida State that year. They had a couple of big wins. They were a Division I independent at that time and went 9-2 and ended not even going to a bowl game because they were an independent, just didn't attract much attention. But they this year, they're 9-1. They're in position if they win their last 2 games at Rice this Saturday and then at home against Temple. They wind up hosting the American Conference Championship game. And if they win that, they've got a good shot to get in the playoffs as the highest ranked G5 program. I'd say James Madison is going to garner some more attention. They'll probably get in the rankings this week. North Texas might get in the rankings this week. We'll see. Eric Morris, by the way, his name has already been linked to some job openings like Oklahoma State and a couple others. So just understand, that's how it was with North Texas basketball. The great run they had under Graham McCaslin, who's now doing really good work at Texas Tech. So it does happen that way. You said we had 1 or 2 others?
Yeah, on YouTube, our commenter, Rude Wade, who brought up the James Franklin comparison, he said, can we agree Sark's portal strategy failed? He has to be more aggressive.
Well, with the understanding that hindsight is always 20/20, I get that. I think one thing to do is, and I think I know where Wayne is going with this, and I'll get to his probable point in a moment. If you look at the ones that were brought in, I think I'm just looking at the 2 deep alone. Everyone has contributed except maybe one player. On the offensive side, Jack Endries from Cal. He's done a really good job. Emmett Mosley, now that he's healthy, we're seeing what he can do, the Stanford transfer. Matthew Caldwell, the backup quarterback, huge touchdown pass that he had. Mason Shipley, the kicker, he's contributed. Jack Bowmeister, the punter coming in from Australia. All of those guys have contributed. On the defensive side, guys on the defensive front, Hero Canoe, Murad Watson, Cole Brevard, and Travis Shaw have all made very positive contributions. In the linebacking court, Trey Moore has had some big. He's a semifinalist or a finalist for the Campbell Trophy, coming in from UTSA. He's a Brad Spence coming in from Arkansas. It'll be interesting when he goes up against his former school this Saturday. All those guys have contributed and made an impact. I think the only one, out of looking at what's listed as the 2 deep, that really hasn't impacted is Levon Johnson, who's a backup defensive lineman transferred in from Maryland. But again, Brevard, Watson, Canoe, all of those guys transfers. Burke and Simmons, who came in as freshmen, edge rushers, with Lance Jackson rotating in there. It's been kind of difficult for him to crack the code. But I think probably maybe Wayne's talking about the areas where guys were not added. And I get what you're saying there, Wayne. And most notably, folks are going to look at the offensive front. injuries have certainly played into that, but also some inconsistency. And what they're trying to do, and what we heard from Sark, what they're trying to do is get the running game back in gear.
Yeah, running back, too, another spot where the Longhorns didn't add.
Well, and that's where injuries were. Trey Wisner was a 1,000-yard rusher a year ago. And then he was out for 4 games.
And C.J. Baxter missed time again.
Yeah. So I think there's that. If you're pointing to the secondary, where right now the Longhorn pass defense has struggled a little bit, they returned an All-American to Michael Tapp, who, of course, had to miss a couple of games with injury. Manny Muhammad was a returning preseason all-conference player, has missed a little time when he's gone in and out. Jalen Gilbo's been in and out of the lineup. Jelani McDonald, Xavier Filsaime. The freshman, Grayson Littleton, has largely played pretty well, but it's been inconsistent, especially over the past few weeks. So your point is made there, Wade, and we'll see, Wayne, we'll see how Sark wants to approach it when you get to the offseason. Like I said, you got to find somebody also who's a fit for the program and not just take a number on a number itself on that. Okay, let's hear from D'Amico Ryans with the Texans getting that big win to pull to 5-5 now are the Texans. So they have been able to pull back to 500. And you say, well, what's the big whoop about that? Considering they started 0-3 and then they were 3-5, to get back to 500, at least kind of puts them back on the periphery of the playoff race. But in talking about his team, he was asked about Will Anderson and his impact, what he has done for the team and what he did for them yesterday.
Yeah, Will is a dynamic playmaker for us, and that's what we need in the game. Like, it's about the players making plays, and our playmakers showed up, and Will is definitely one of those guys. For him to take the ball, to get us in a short field right there, something we've been harping on and talking about, and Will comes up with another sack, forced fumble recovery. Huge play for us.
All right, he was asked, does it look like your team now has kind of learned how to finish games on the plus side?
Yeah, it's really just about executing in the moment, right? Remaining calm and whatever it takes to close out the game, like being diligent and doing your job the right way.
All right. And then he was asked about the defense continuing during this run to play at a high level.
Yeah, the guys are playing together. Thought we did a good job on third down early on, and later in the game we let some third downs get out that are unacceptable. So I feel like we can still finish better. Even there at the end, we can't allow them to get in the touchdown and drive down the field. We allow 2 big penalties, right? We allowed a quarterback to escape the pocket again. Like, we got to do a better job of not allowing them to be in that position.
So this football team started 0-3, then they were 2-4, they were 3-5, now they're 5-5. How have they been able to climb the hill back up to get 500?
It's team football, and that's what we're about. My number one rule is this: a team first mentality. Everything that we do is never about one guy. It's going to be collectively, coaches, players, staff, everybody working together. And that's what we have here with the Texans. Our support staff is outstanding. Our coaching staff is doing a great job. And our players, they're the ones who step up and make the plays we need to make to put us in position to win these games. So can't thank those guys enough for the grit that they shown and that will to finish.
All right. So there you are on that. On the text line, our North Texas fans said, Craig Way proving once again why I can't have nice things.
What is that supposed to mean? I said because
Eric
Morris. He's already getting all the interest. Yeah,
you'll get the interest. But we'll see. I know they were working on trying to get a contract extension with him. And our man, C. Powell, said, sadly, many would say Texas may be the 3rd or 4th best team in Texas. Texas is a big state. And so far, I think it's safe to say that Texas A&M, we'll find out in the head-to-head matchup. And Texas Tech, better records, both in the top 10. So they would be ahead of them. North Texas, you might be pushing it on that. And I'm a proud alumnus of North Texas. But, one step at a time for the Mean Green.
Could we see it in a bowl game?
No.
There's no tie-in for the
North
American.
Texas. No. That wouldn't happen in a bowl game. The only way that would happen, maybe if they were the 12 seed going out to Lubbock to play a 5 seed Texas Tech, that you could do that. Of course, they've had success out there and they got blasted out there last year, but that could be one possibility if Tech rose as high as the 5 or if A&M fell to the 5 if North Texas fell in that. Otherwise, there's not a bowl tie-in between the SEC and the American.
Right.
All right. Up next, more from Longhorns head coach Steve Sarkisian here on 1300 The Zone. Hey there, Texas fans. This is the voice of the Longhorns, Craig Way, inviting you to join us for Longhorn football. Touchdown! Texas wins! We'll bring you all of the action all season long, including in-depth analysis and exclusive access to players and coaches before the opening kick and after the final whistle. And every week, we'll talk with Texas Longhorns head coach Steve Sarkisian on Longhorn Weekly. This is your exclusive source for Texas Longhorn football.
On 1300 The Zone.
The pro football regular season has passed the halfway point. The college football regular season is about to hit the home stretch, and the NHL, NBA, and college basketball seasons are now in full force. Are you enjoying all of this on your home entertainment system? Well, if you can use a little help, why not give my friend Tom McKay a call at Audio Visual Consultations? Whether you're into the NFL, college football, the NBA, college basketball, whatever it might be, AV Consultations has the equipment, the technology, and the expertise to help you set up your home theater, your man cave, your living room, den, or whatever room you need outfitted, set up the way you want it done. And that includes getting your streaming devices connected in your TV and entertainment setup. You won't have to worry about dealing with the big box stores during this holiday rush to buy that HD TV you've had your eye on. Tom and his crew can get it all set up for you. Give Tom McKay and his staff a call today, 512-255-8678. That's 512-255-8678, or you can find him at avconsultations.com. Let Tom McKay and Audiovisual Consultations help you realize the home entertainment system of your dreams.
With Black Friday savings at the Home Depot, you can get up to 40% off, plus up to an extra $1,000 off select appliances like LG, America's most reliable line of appliances. Check out the newest LG refrigerator with new mini craft ice straight from the dispenser. Shop Black Friday savings on select LG appliances, plus get free delivery now at the Home Depot. Free delivery on appliance purchases of $396 or more. Offer valid 11/5 through 12/3, U.S. only. See store or online for details.
Honey, that flu keeping you up? Did you take NyQuil Intense Flu?
Nah, I got this. Okay, I don't got this.
Yeah, you need NyQuil Intense Flu.
Undo your flu with NyQuil Intense Flu. NyQuil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms so you can sleep.
You do got this.
NyQuil Intense Flu. The nighttime sniffling, aching fever. Best sleep with the flu medicine. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues? Who are you? Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
You know, starting my day off on the right foot is a big deal. I have to be on my game to give you infotainment, and that starts by taking care of my heart health. That's why I use Super Beats Heart Chews from Human. Human was actually founded right here at the University of Texas. You've probably seen their logo on the football field and on the volleyball court. Yep, that Human. These chews are clinically shown to promote healthy blood pressure and nearly 2 times more effective than just diet and exercise alone. Thanks to their unique grapeseed extract, they taste great and they're easy to take, and they become a part of my daily routine. Super Beats Heart Chews are also the #1 cardiologist recommended beet brand for heart health support. There's a special offer happening right now and even gives you a 90-day money-back guarantee. Go to human.com/Mike to check it out. That's human.com, Mike, human with 2 N's. Enter the promo code Mike at checkout and get an extra 20% off your first order. Take a simple step to support your heart health with Super Beats Heart Chews.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center, Odoo.com, the only business software you'll need.
Traffic starting to slow down now. Let's check where that's at. Mopac northbound between Enfield and Far West, 8-minute delay. On the southbound side, it's also about an 8-10-minute delay between 35th and Loop 360 South. 35 northbound between Riverside and Airport, 6 minutes added to your drive. And take note, we do have an accident, Harris Branch Parkway at East Palmer Lane. I'm Kat Cortez with your Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Macy's Backstage. Macy's Backstage is a whole department inside your Macy's store where you can find so many holiday essentials, all for under $25. With new arrivals every day, you never know what amazing deals you'll find. Don't wait. Find a location at macysbackstage.com.
When you struggle with Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis, you get used to not feeling 100%. I thought that was how it had to be. Until I discovered the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation. They told me about new medications that weren't around back when I was diagnosed. They helped me find a specialist who gave me a new treatment plan. I'm feeling better than I ever thought I could. Don't settle for not feeling your best. Take action today to take care of yourself. Spill your guts. Learn more at spillyourguts.org.
Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, your home for the Horns. We're back. It's the Craig Way Show with Hall of Fame broadcaster and voice of the Texas Longhorns, Craig Way.
I wonder how the old folks are tonight. Her name was Anne, and I'll be damned if I recall her face. She left me now knowing what to do. Carefree highway, let me slip away on you. Carefree highway, you've seen better days, the morning after blues, from my head down to my shoes. Carefree highway, let me slip away on you.
I mentioned earlier that this is not a Yacht Rock Wednesday because it's Monday. It's not a Yacht Rock Monday either. Today would have been the great Gordon Lightfoot's 87th birthday. He was a great singer-songwriter out of Canada. Jake Herman's learning about him now throughout this show, right? You said you weren't familiar with any of his catalog. You hadn't heard any of the wreck of the Evan Fitzgerald we played last week. Had you heard that before?
I mean, I heard his name. I'm sure I've heard him on the radio before. You say, who's Gordon Lightfoot? I'll tell you, a musician.
Okay.
But
that was about the depth of it.
That's about it.
I got you. This is my favorite Gordon Lightfoot song about the Carefree Highway, about wanting to recover an old lost love. He really specialized in those, wistful type of memory type songs.
I can pick up on that. This is really nice.
In fact, next when we come back for the next break, there's another one I want you to play. We'll do it. It'll kind of falls into the category.
Okay, good.
All right. Meanwhile, let's hear from Longhorns head coach Steve Sarkisian from the weekly news conference, which we brought you earlier today here on AM 1300 The Zone. So let's hear from Sark. And moving forward from that, he was asked, he was asked about the trap game, and you heard his conversation about the trap game, and not necessarily that it was a trap game, but it was a dangerous game because Arkansas is better than the record shows, better than the record indicates. It's a rivalry game, and there's all of that as well. All right, back to some of the nuts and bolts. What was evident in the loss to Georgia Saturday night, there were some missed throws, but more than the missed throws were the drops. There were several key drops in the game. Ryan Wingo was one of those. And he wasn't the only one. Jack Endries had one on his hands that he was unable to pull down.
I think Washington had one.
Washington had one. Who am I leaving out here? I know I'm leaving out somebody else who had a drop. Who had
Moore had one.
Yeah,
he could have had.
There we go. DeAndre Moore. Yeah. So anyway, so they're the different ones. And he was asked about the drops. Does he have concern about it? And does that change how he is viewing the wide receiver room development?
I think our receivers have grown. Again, I was frustrated early in the season for the lack of continuity, and just with Arch and all of the receivers. I think he found his stride probably with Parker the earliest. Then he and Ryan kind of found their stride, and then DeAndre, and then Emmett. And so I really wish we could have found all that throughout training camp. We just didn't. I think they've grown better together, and nobody wants to drop the ball. Okay. I mean, nobody goes out there and breaks the huddle and says, hey, I'm going to drop this ball and I feel good about it. They're all trying really hard. I think there's some fundamental things we can keep working on with them, but I think it's also them trusting their ability to go out and do it in critical moments. And again, it's not all the receivers. There's tight ends that got to make plays. There's runners that got to make plays. But at the end of the day, this group's a talented group. Like I said, I think the rapport and continuity with Arch continues to get better, and their playmaking has improved. Now there's a level of consistency of doing that. And like I said, that's why we're never a finished product in season, right? We always have to continually try to develop our players to improve throughout the season, and the receivers are no different for us.
All right. We talked earlier, and he talked earlier about the penalties, and he was asked, is he surprised at this late juncture of the season that there are still mistakes and penalties still happening?
I think, like I said, seasons as they go, you ride the wave of where your issues are. I don't think anybody is a finished, perfect product, even right now. And we're all trying to get better. We were playing without Michael Taft for a couple weeks. We didn't play with Jelani the week before. He gets knocked out the first drive of the game. Now they're back in the game. And so trusting that communication is one of the key components to playing really good pass defense. And the lack of that was the issue, where we have to get back to that. I don't think that's a really hard fix for us. I think that's something that we can get fixed and fixed fairly quickly. I wish we could have done it in game. We just couldn't quite get it right. But again, there's gonna be some issues. We didn't fit a couple runs that we should have been fitting way better than we did. And so there's things defensively that we can improve upon and improve quickly upon. And we're going to need to, because Arkansas is going to challenge us that way.
All right. Next, he was asked about the newer members of his coaching staff on the defensive side in the back end. In other words, linebackers and secondary.
Yeah, those guys are all really good coaches. It's great having Coach Akeen on staff. I think Mark Orphe's a rising star. Kenoto Hudson was with us last year as an analyst, and now he's a full-time guy. So we're fortunate to have those guys on staff doing the job that they do.
Okay. Next up, Sark was asked about getting Justice Terry more involved. You may have noticed Justice Terry, number 15, the freshman. He got out there. I think he was out there for like 7 snaps and made 4 tackles. And Sark was asked about him and possibly getting him more involved.
Really proud of Justice. He has really come on. From where he was a couple months ago to where he is today. It's a credit to his work ethic. I think it's a credit to Coach Baker and the work that they're putting in. I think it was great for Justice. He spends a lot of time, even now, periodically throughout the week on scout team. So he's going against DJ Campbell. He's going against Trevor Gooseby. I think that has helped his development as well. But he's surely coming on, and I'm very proud of him. That, again, here's a guy a month ago could have just waved the white flag and said, well, I'll wait till next year. But he's continued to work at his craft, and he's getting better. And he's a guy who is going to continue to earn more playing time.
All right. The last 2 games for Texas, of course, featured the struggle in the fourth quarter against Vanderbilt and then the loss in the fourth quarter here. So that fourth quarter thing, he was asked if there are any commonalities between the two.
No, I think there's ways we can address that. To your point, that we can look at some things, especially on Tuesday and Wednesday in practice. Kind of different scenarios, so it's hard to mirror them. At the end of the day, I think it's about mental intensity and focus, and focusing on the next play and not getting caught up in the scoreboard and what might happen if this, if that. And that's how distraction kicks in, and that's how you miss that communication, or you don't hear that call, or you're not aware of the situation that you're in. And so we got to improve upon that, and we got to do a great job of coaches of reiterating that and driving that point home. So it's hard for me to say there's parallels there. They're just different games. Now the results very similar, the score is very similar, but different situations, if you will.
All right. Next, Sark was asked about the secondary and how they've been attacked, and is there a way to try to bolster things to help the secondary back there?
The first one is explosive pass plays. We were so good and have been historically so good, at least the past couple of years, of not giving up the explosive plays. And I think that, to me, when you see that yardage in passing, the explosive pass plays are something that we have got to get that number back down. And explosive passes don't always occur where they throw it over your head. Now, we've had a couple of those, but to me, it's more about our ability to get people on the ground when they get completions. And so when you start talking about playing in space, you start talking about leveraging, and when you're tackling, you start talking about populating the ball. We start talking about using proper angles when you have a second tackler to force the cutback or using the sidelines. Those are things that we've got to improve upon, because I think that's where a lot of the explosives have come from. People are going to complete passes. Like that's football, right? But we got to make sure we get them on the ground. And along with that, our communication's got to be better so that we're in the right spots when they do complete balls, that we can leverage the ball and get people on the ground.
Okay. Next, he was asked about his rotation at corner and the fact that he's had Malik Muhammad and Jalen Gilbo back there. Warren Roberson and Kobe Black have gotten out there. And then also Cade Phillips has been out there in some key plays. And with the amount of injuries that have happened, Sark was asked, does he prefer some sort of rotation opposite Manny Muhammad, or how does that all work?
Well, I think that was something, from a couple of weeks ago. We said we were going to continually look at guys and try to develop some of these guys. And I was really proud of Cade on some plays, and there were some growing pains for Cade Saturday night. They throw a hitch route in front of him at the end of the first quarter, and he makes a tackle. It's about a gain of 6 yards. The very next play to start the second quarter, they tried him on a double move, a hitch and go, and he stayed on top. He defended it really well. Then the quarterback resets and hits branch, and it's about a gain of 40 down to our 6. And then on third down, they run the slant return on him, and he has outside leverage and he has help inside with Jelani. And that's just the experience of 3rd and 5 of knowing where your help is and be able to sit on that top shoulder. And it's probably a dead play there. So it's hard to get that experience without actually doing it. And so I think there's some growth there for him. Obviously, Jalen's been playing a lot. We've been trying to play Warren, especially on third down, of getting him experience in there. So, because you never know, knock on wood, Manny, stubs his toe, gets an ankle, whatever it is, you're going to need multiple guys that are going to have to go in there in critical moments. And so if we can get some valuable experience for some guys right now, getting 8, 10, 12 snaps a game, I think that's beneficial for us.
All right. And then finally, this Saturday, they'll do a campus salute to Michael Huff. Now, longtime Longhorn fans know what Michael Huff meant to the program. A team captain on the 2005 National Championship team, the Thorpe Award winner. Great player. Then went in the NFL and spent a lot of years in the NFL with the Raiders. Retired from pro football, came back, and has been in a couple of different roles with the Longhorn football program as special assistant and some of the other things as well. He's done a great job for that, and he's going into the College Football Hall of Fame. So Sark was asked what Michael Huff has meant to his program.
Michael Huff has been phenomenal since the day I arrived. What he's meant to the program, to me, he's such a great conduit between the program today and a lot of the ex-players from before and bringing them back. He's a great resource for our current players, a sounding board for those guys. So for him to be honored Saturday is just an awesome tribute. Should, again, be part of just a really special day at DKR.
All right. So we're looking forward to that. All right. Up next, we will have some pro football news and a big note about Texas Longhorn basketball when we continue on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone and the iHeartRadio app.
From the ABA Heating and Cooling Weather Center, this is Zone Weather.
Boston area weather calling for partly cloudy skies early this evening, followed by cloudy skies overnight, a low of 71. Morning clouds, afternoon sun tomorrow with a high of 85, and tomorrow night's low 70.
This report is sponsored by AirTasker.
The holidays with family and kids, magical, but let's be honest, a little chaotic. That's why I use AirTasker to find local help for decorating, cleaning, and wrapping gifts. I even booked someone to play our family elf. Download the AirTasker app or go to airtasker.com. AirTasker, get anything done.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. Also that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey, Texas football fans. Mike Harge here. Thomas J. Henry Law is thrilled to be part of the action with Texas football game broadcasts. Just like the athletes give it their all on the field, Thomas J. Henry and over 250 attorneys give it their all when it comes to helping you and your family get the justice you deserve. Whether it's on the field or in the courtroom, dedication, strategy, and teamwork are crucial. For over 30 years, Thomas J. Henry Law has been committed to securing meaningful results for the injured people and their families. Visit tjhlaw.com or call 24/7 to get the help you need for you and your loved ones.
Here for the Lowe's early Black Friday deals? You're right on time for some of our biggest savings. We're talking up to 50% off select major appliances, plus up to an extra 25% off when you bundle select major appliances. Holiday lights going up soon? Select ladders are up to 50% off right now. Get Black Friday prices without the Black Friday crowds. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 11/19. Selection varies by location. Select locations only. While supplies last. See Lowe's.com for more details.
Wind Down Wednesday is merging with tailgate season on November the 19th from 5 to 7 at Cane and Abel's. Whether you're winding down your midweek or gearing up for kickoff, Stella Rosa Wines is the perfect refresher. Semi-sweet, semi-sparkling, and full of flavor. Stella Rosa Black, Peach, or Red. You can't lose. My go-to is Stella Rosa Black. It always scores. And during happy hour, we're giving away tickets to Ariana Grande, plus a huge rivalry game in November. All while we're celebrating along Stella Rosa Wines. Don't miss it.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here.
Based on analysis by Ookla of speed test intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025, Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 and monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at tmobile.com.
The free iHeartRadio app is your home for the holidays. Celebrate the season with the very best Christmas music ever made with iHeart Christmas. All your favorites 100% commercial free. Just open the app and search Holiday to find iHeart Christmas. Plus other holiday stations and playlists to put you in a merry mood. Open the app and search Holiday to start listening.
Take a look under your bed. Find stuff under there? What about jobs? No? Now try your basement. There's a pair of overalls that overall you're not so into anymore. A perfectly good laptop that hasn't sat in your lap in months. And even more stuff, but still no jobs? Well, you really have both. See, stuff is defined as household articles considered as a group. Sometimes this stuff is no longer needed. Wait, no longer needed? That can't be right. Because remember those jobs you were looking for? Those are really needed. And they're the stuff inside your stuff. Even inside that winter coat that moved with you to Phoenix. Our job is to unlock those jobs. And it starts when you donate your stuff to your local Goodwill. Here's how we do it. When you donate to Goodwill, we sell your stuff to provide job training for people right here in your community. So just by teaming up with Goodwill, you help create jobs. And isn't that worth parting with the leftover keytar from your 80s cover band? Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs. Find your nearest donation center at goodwill.org. A message from Goodwill and the Ad Council.
Longhorns basketball plays here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone. And we're back to the Craig Way Show. Have a message for Craig? Share it by using the TalkBack feature on the iHeartRadio app.
It's time to call. Rainy day people don't talk, they just listen till they've heard it all. Rainy day lovers don't lie when they tell you they've been down like you. Rainy day people don't mind if you cry on a tear or two.
Continuing on this Monday here on 1300 The Zone, like I said, we're making note of the 70, would have been the 87th birthday of Gordon Lightfoot Day. So this song, Rainy Day People, which was a big hit as well, it's just one of those ballads that he did about people who just kind of deal with the difficulties of life, and they get it and they understand it is move on. So there's several of his catalog are songs like that, and people identified with a lot of that.
It's just like, hey, I've got a rainy day person in my life.
Yeah. We all have had those, right?
I think this type of little guitar is what I would think of if you brought up Gordon Lightfoot before we listened to these cuts today.
Yeah, because he was a balladeer. That's what he was. I mean, he had some other hits, but none of them were like hard rock and hard driving. So they're just, good ballads that people would understand about life. He connected with people really, really well. And what he did with the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald was amazing. That song about that maritime disaster that happened 50 years ago last week. So anyway, we were marking the occasion there of the great Gordon Lightfoot. All right. I told you, big news, definite big news today for Longhorn basketball. Signing day happened the other day for Texas, and the Longhorns added 3 players. And in fact, Sean Miller was asked at his press conference about the 3 signees. He wasn't asked about this 4th guy because he had not yet committed, let alone signed. The 4th guy today committed. That 4th guy is Austin Gooseby. If the name sounds familiar, he's the brother of Trevor Gooseby, the left tackle. But it wasn't as simple as Austin Gooseby, oh, my brother's there, I'm going to go there. No. It was down to Texas and Duke.
Oh.
And Duke really wanted him, and I had been told that it was going to come to the wire, which it did, and that it would be very, very close, but that the coaching staff felt confident that he may ultimately wind up as a Longhorn, and now he will be.
Sounds like BYU and Baylor were the others in the mix.
Yeah, but realistically speaking, they said it pretty much came down to Texas and Duke, and he's the 18th ranked player in the country, and so it's he's a combo guard and big get for Sean Miller's program. So congrats on that. So anyway, he committed today. What did he do it on YouTube with his brother or something?
He was on CBS Sports college basketball channel YouTube. Yep. And it's so funny. His brother, who talked to some of the media earlier on today.
Yep.
He was asked, will you be, he was on his way to go
to his brother's commitment announcement.
Exactly. And he was like, so have you been in touch with him about it? Has he planned a special outfit for it? He goes, I just hope he doesn't give it away with his outfit before he makes the announcement.
Okay. He didn't.
If
you saw it. If anything, if you saw his outfit, you might have thought he might have been committed to either BYU or Duke because it was like dark blue, but or is it black? Because he plays for Melissa, and their colors are black and red.
Yeah, it was a Melissa zip up. It looked like.
Okay, all right. So that's a great get for Sean Miller's program.
And Trevor wore beige and neutral beige. Didn't give it away either.
Okay, all right, that's good. That's good to hear that. On the pro football front, we haven't mentioned that much about the Cowboys game tonight, but probably just as well.
With a win tonight, Craig, the Cowboys are in the playoffs 6% of simulations. With a loss, that drops to 1%.
Oof. Wow. Yeah. So big matchup for them tonight against a team they should be able to beat. The Raiders are not good. The game is in Vegas, but it's a very winnable game for this Cowboys team.
Should be. Raiders have had trouble pretty much in all. They haven't played a lot of complimentary football this year, the Raiders. We'll put it that way.
Yeah, right. Other pro football news. Jamar Chase, the Bengals wide receiver. Pay attention, those of you who have him on your fantasy teams. Suspended 1 game without pay for spitting on Jalen Ramsey of the Steelers yesterday.
So Ramsey wins round 2 in that matchup.
Yeah, right. Now, Chase is appealing the suspension. And I think what his case is, did you see the video of it?
No, I haven't, actually.
Okay, it's not like what happened in the Eagles-Cowboys game, which was pretty blatant.
Right.
This one, Chase can make the case that it was a heated conversation or an intense conversation, and maybe the fluids of expectoration just happened to pop out, that it wasn't a blatant lean in and spit, but you see it come out. So,
and then you see Ramsey retaliate.
Yep, exactly.
This after Chase had 18 catches against the Steelers in a game that was a Thursday Night Football, the icy hot bowl, Flacco versus Rodgers.
Right. All right. So this is interesting. This appeal is going to be heard and ruled upon by one of 3 hearing officers jointly appointed by the NFL and the Players Association. Do you know who these hearing officers are? Have you seen?
I'm gonna guess. Okay, is one of them like Burfict or something?
No. It's current players.
Oh,
I mean, not current players. Guys who did excel but are now kind of in this position with the NFL.
Okay.
All right.
I'm sure these players will have nothing that will cause bias here.
Well, one of them's Derek Brooks. I mean, former players. They're not current players.
Yeah, that's why I mentioned Burfict.
Yeah.
I thought he retired.
Yeah, right. But he's not part of this.
He shouldn't be.
No. Derek Brooks, Ramon Foster, and Jordy Nelson.
Oh.
So they will, one of those 3 will hear it. If the suspension is upheld, he would miss their game against the Patriots coming up. So
I want to see him go up against Christian Gonzalez, one of the bright young corners in the league.
Yeah. In case you're wondering what missing one game would cost, Jamar Chase, remember he just did a new contract recently. One game, $448,333. One game, plus a $58,823 per game active bonus he would be forfeiting. So just being on the active roster, he gets that bonus.
He had $500,000 at stake here.
Yeah. And the league cited the section of the rule book that applies to, quote, any act that is contrary to the generally understood principles of sportsmanship. But again, I think it's a little less blatant than the Jalen Carter or Dak Prescott thing. I don't think it's quite as obvious, but you can see the spit come out. So we'll see about that.
Yeah, Bengals, I think, are their playoff ship has sunk.
Yeah, I mean, they're out of it anyway right now at 3-7. Here's a good question. There are 2 9-2 teams and 2 8-2 teams.
3
8-2 teams, excuse me. 2 9-2s, 3 8-2s. Who's the best of the bunch right now?
I mean, I don't want to be blinded by recency bias. We just watched the Eagles defense completely shut down the Packers and the Lions 2 nights in a row.
Yeah. They just kind of suffocated them.
But I think the second best team of the bunch is the Rams. I'm going Eagles 1, Rams 2.
I would probably go with you on number 1 on the Eagles. I think the second best team is New England. I think the Patriots are. I looked at the numbers between these. The Patriots have scored a lot more points than the Eagles.
How about their schedule, though?
Yeah. And
New England's schedule's been easy.
Yeah, but they've only allowed 206 points. Their 2 losses, the Raiders in the season opener and to the Steelers in week 3. The Panthers aren't chopped liver. They're 6-5. They're in the race, right? They beat the Bills.
That was a great win.
Yeah.
The Bills have been inconsistent, but they went to Buffalo and beat them.
They beat the Bucs. So
another great win.
Yeah, but I get your point. They've also beaten the Jets. They've beaten the Browns.
I'm not dropping them outside the top 5.
Yeah.
They're just not in my top 2 yet.
I got you. Okay. So I think that the Rams at times look great, and at times it just, well, as a Rams fan, it scares the daylights out of me. But I mean, the offense can just disappear at times. Defense really holds it together. with the pressure they get from the pass rush, the front seven. That's the biggest part because the secondary can be had.
Yeah, you can mask it, though.
Yeah. So they, and they wound up getting 3 interceptions yesterday of Sam Darnold. Clearly Darnold's worst game of the season at quarterback. But the Rams still had to hold their breath there on the Jason Myers 61-yard field goal that would have won it for him, except he missed it to the right. So it's only a 1-game lead off of that. It's the first time this season the Rams have been in first place in their division. The Colts are 8-2. I think they look pretty solid. The Broncos are 9-2. Maybe they're the best team. They only allowed 192 points this year. Maybe they're the best team.
Impressed by their defense this week. I thought it was a great bounce back for the Bronco defense. Not that they had a horrible game to bounce back from, but I thought they were really impressive against KC.
If I had to ask you right now, are the Chiefs going to make the playoffs or not? You would say
yes.
Okay.
I don't trust the Chargers or Jags to stay in those spots.
Okay. All right. And the Ravens, you won't be able to get past them or the Texans. They're all 5-5.
We could stick a fork in the Ravens. The Texans have a shot.
Okay. Ravens have won 4 in a row. And you're sticking a fork in.
I don't see it, Craig. I'm not impressed by the Ravens in the slightest.
They've beaten the Bears, the Dolphins, the Vikings, and the Browns.
I forgot. I'm not going to stick a fork in them. Fork's back out. Here's why. They play the Steelers twice.
Yeah.
I forgot, but they control their destiny.
Yep. Yeah.
Do I think they're going to win those games? No, but they can absolutely.
Well,
make it.
here's their closing schedule. Bengals, like we said this week, then the first of 2 with the Steelers, the second of 2 with the Bengals, big game against the Patriots just before Christmas. Then they go to Green Bay. Then they close at Pittsburgh.
It's a tough schedule.
Yeah, it is.
And Lamar's not running like his normal self. And their defense has yet to stop a good offense this season.
Yeah. And then you ask about the Chiefs. Well, here are the Chiefs at 5-5. Mahomes, after the game, said, hey, our goal is to get in the playoffs. We know it's going to be tough to try to win the division. You ain't winning the division. Not at this point. You're 4 back. That's not going to happen. Here's what they have left. Big game with the Colts this week at Arrowhead.
Huge.
Kind of a must-win for them. Then they go to Arlington to play the Cowboys on Thanksgiving. Then they have the Texans on a Sunday night. Then they play the Chargers at home.
Where's that game? Where's that Texans game?
Kansas City.
Okay.
Then they go. Then they have the Chargers at home. They go to Tennessee. They have the Broncos at home, and then they finish in Vegas. So I think they can get there, but they're going to have to win some of those tougher games as well as the ones we count on them to win. Probably. All right, we'll be back to wrap up today's edition of the program on 13 Under the Zone.
In their inaugural season in the SEC, the Texas Longhorns made history.
For the first time in 22 years, the Texas women are headed for the Final Four.
Now, they're back to finish what they started.
Oh, and she scores! And she scores!
Harmon will hoist it from half court and makes it.
Listen to Texas women's basketball all season long on 1300 The Zone. Your home for the Horns.
The weather's a little cooler during these autumn days, which means it's a great time to hit Tony C's Pizza and Beer Garden for the best pizza in these parts. 3 great locations down south at Kohler's Crossing and Kyle, Anderson Lane at Shoal Creek, and the one right by Del Diamond, where Linda and I frequently enjoy the pizzas we love best. My personal favorite is the Primo. Pepperoni, Italian sausage, roasted red peppers, sauteed mushrooms, caramelized onions, and black olives. But let me tell you about their pizza of the month, the Cacio e Pepe, featuring Parmesan, Pecorino, black pepper, and olive oil. Truly Italian. Tony C's features happy hour from 3 to 6, Monday through Friday, with $3 off appetizers, $2 off 22-ounce drafts, frosé, bellinis, and wine by the glass. And don't forget about Pitcher Perfect Thursdays, with half off pitchers of beer all day. Get to the Tony C's location that's closest to you. In Kyle, in Kohler's Crossing, Round Rock, in front of Del Diamond, and Anderson Lane at Shoal Creek. It's Austin-owned and operated for dine-in or take out. It's Tony C's Pizza and Beer Garden.
You took the elevator to the 48th floor and handed him the briefing. Your fingertips touched, sending a shockwave of desire through the air. The room pulsed with a silent craving as he drew you in with his smoldering gaze, before uttering the words your body ached to hear.
The next train on track 2 is delayed.
And all the while, you were on your commute home. There's more to imagine when you listen. Discover romance titles on Audible.
Did you miss the Bitcoin wagon? Millions got rich because they got in on a technology you still don't understand. But the crypto gang got greedy, handing control of the Bitcoin network to China. This carelessness gives us a second chance called Texacoin. You're invited on the Texacoin journey. We'll guide you through this new frontier to claim your share of the profits. Don't let your friends get rich without you. Secure your seat as we take Texacoin to the moon and beyond. Learn more at texacoin.org. This is an investment that carries risk. Texacoin.org.
Hey, bro, weirdest thing is happening at the game. This guy sitting next to me says, "You're our good luck charm." Every time I crack a Bud Light, we score a touchdown. Now his entire family wants to buy me Bud Lights. I think I'm some kind of a football prophet. Talk soon. The team needs me.
Anything for Bud Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Stock up today. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025 Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Do you like free money? Well, today's your lucky day. Better Picks is offering a free $10 just for signing up. Download the Better app, pick more or less on player stats, watch the games, and win some cash. It's that simple. Better Picks is available in 33 states, including Texas, California, and Georgia. Download the Better app today. That's Better, BETR, and get a free $10, no deposit necessary. Must be 21 or older in a jurisdiction where Better Picks operates. Terms and conditions apply. Better Picks. Sports just got better.
With Black Friday savings at the Home Depot, you can get up to 40% off, plus up to an extra $1,000 off select innovative appliances like GE Profile. Add a touch of ease to your holiday with the all-in-one combo to wash and dry your laundry in one machine. And refrigerators with built-in convenient features like the dual dispense autofill water pitcher. Shop Black Friday savings on select GE Profile appliances, plus get free delivery now at the Home Depot. Free delivery on appliance purchases of $396 or more. Offer valid 11/5 through 12/3. U.S. only. See store or online for details.
Oh, how's that flu, babe? Did you take DayQuil Intense Flu yet?
Nah, I got this. Ugh, okay, I don't got this.
You stay on the couch, and I'll grab the DayQuil.
Undo your flu symptoms with DayQuil Intense Flu. DayQuil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms.
I'm ready for that to-do list.
Wow, you do got this.
DayQuil Intense Flu. The daytime coughing, aching, fever, under your flu medicine. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Harge here, and November's all about gratitude and big savings at Covert Ford Hutto. This month, we're showing thanks with Black Friday level deals all November long. Right now, get $9,278 off of MSRP on a new 2025 Ford Super Duty F-250 SRW Lariat. That's right. Don't wait for the holiday rush. The savings are here all month long. Tough trucks, legendary family service, and deals worth giving thanks for. Only at Covert Ford Hutto, right off of 79 in Hutto. CovertFordHutto.com.
Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, your home for the Horns.
That's going to do it for this afternoon's program as we get ready to wrap it up. Hey, busy day tomorrow. We will hear from Longhorn men's basketball coach Sean Miller on the eve of their final of their 4-game homestand as they play Ryder. And congratulations to Sean again and the Longhorns for landing Austin Gooseby on that recruiting class. And we'll also visit with Greg Tepper, editor-in-chief, Dave Campbell's Texas Football Magazine, our weekly conversation about college and high school football in the Lone Star State. And we'll hear from Arch Manning tomorrow as well. All right. For the producer, Jake Herman, I'm Craig Way. Thank you for joining us. Stay tuned. Up next, Cavino and Rich, Fox Sports Radio. We'll visit with you tomorrow afternoon at 2 o'clock right here on 1300 The Zone.